How you guys doing? What's up? We are back at the Messy Sweet Spot, and we have some more information to talk about. We have to talk about Wendy Williams. Right now, she needs our help more than ever. And I know I have some subscribers that love me and that have been a supporter, and they feel like some of these videos are just frankly clickbait. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about why we review these videos. And if you guys want me to stop, I will. I will stop this week, okay? But listen, I do believe that these videos are coming from a very powerful place, okay? And it is telling a picture and it's giving us forewarnings what's to come. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. These videos were around before Diddy trial was going, and a lot of people felt, these videos were BS. But my goodness, didn't they come to pass? A lot of times, what they're pushing is for a reason. Okay, so when I talk about this, I'll bring it up, and let's actually, you guys feel like this title is clickbait? Press one. Honestly, if you feel so. Press one. Press five if you don't feel that way. Okay? Whether it is or not, I'm going to explain myself right here. And if you guys don't want me to do any more reviews of this magnitude, dealing with these type of videos, I will not. Okay? And I would just, I'm just going to struggle. And I need y'all to struggle with me. Okay? All right. If it is, it's your business. Well, you know what? We are in this together, and I want to go on this journey. I don't want to go on here alone. I want to build a community. So, in order for me to do that, I want you guys to have a voice, and I want us to be transparent and honest to each other. And I will give you an explanation. So, I want you guys to look at here. I'm going to bring the video up here, okay? I'm going to add it here. So as you guys can see earlier today, 10 hours ago, how many views did this do 10 hours ago? Can you read this to me in a chat? What did this say 10 hours ago? What did it say? What does it say? Can y'all please tell me in the comment section, what does it say? 10 hours ago, this got 1 million views. When you look at everything that's people talking about Diddy, this comes up to the top. It's a reason. They are sending the message. I believe that a lot of these videos are coming from the higher elites that are pushing a narrative, and they want us to see what they see. And that is why I talk about it and I recover it. And we gonna go in. We're gonna stop and go. So you guys see that, right? I'm not making this up. And then when you look at the comments, so let's go here. Over 3,191 comments. That is how many people are looking at this video. Whether it's clickbait or not, whether it's true or not, we need to know what's being out there, whether it's true or not. Remember, because it's not about facts. It's about what people believe. Okay? If people believe certain things, then that will reign true in America. It's not always about facts. So I see Bad Gemini. How you doing? I had him up here before. I just bring him up for a second. Well, not for a second, because usually he has some good points. How you doing, Bad Gemini? Bad Gemini.
I'm all right.
Okay. I had to make sure I said your name right. I'm like, am I calling him Bad? Bad Gemini.
Look, you don't have to have me up long. I'm not offended by that.
No. I had to think about it because the last time I did, you had up here, you had some good points, and I really enjoyed your commentary, and I appreciated your add-on. So I had to think about it. I apologize if that offended you.
Let me tell you, I can't hear. You know who offended people who have to deal with Diddy? There's no offense I could offer, or you could offer that would make me mad. First off, I want to say this. I like your grind and hustle.
Appreciate it.
Am I saying this for cool points? Yes, because I'm not a fool.
Now, hold on, Gemini, they say it's an echo, but I think it's possibly me because you sound great.
Yeah, I think you, because it's confusing me. Let me mute myself.
Let me do it. It's possibly me. I'm not sure. Maybe on my side, my end, I have something going on. That echo, bro. They hear. I don't hear it at all.
You're right. It is an echo.
Oh, you hear? Do you hear from my end?
I hear it in my ear. When you're speaking by yourself, it's not there. I hear one.
Okay, possibly it could still come from my end though. I definitely feel like it's still possibly. I'm gonna mute myself and see if it works for your end. It's all. Let me see. Is that better? Can you talk?
Hello. I still have it.
You still have it? Okay. I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna be mute if you can continue to talk.
Okay. Look, I'm chilling here, vibing with the one and only. But no, it's there. He wants you muted. So maybe me.
Okay, I don't think the reason why I don't think it's you because I had someone else come up here last live stream and they had the same issue. And I know you do, you're so professional, so I doubt if it's you. I really think it's something on my end because I'm always messing up. Look, okay, so I'm gonna take accountability and I'm just gonna say it's me. I don't know what's going on my end or why it's like that. I definitely have to figure that out. It wasn't me laughing out loud. You know what I did do something different though?
Okay.
I put it on stereo. Before in the past, I did not have stereo. So I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna come back and see if me taking it off stereo, if that helps. All right, so let me go. Can I go to settings here?
Yo. Okay, so the echo is gone. What's up, folks? She's about to jump back in and get it right. So definitely, it's funny. It's saying use sign language. Look, I'm glad to be here, rocking with y'all. I'm just waiting for the queen to come back.
All
and
right.
so hopefully,
just keep talking. Thank you, Bad Gemini. Just keep talking. I'm gonna go out. I don't know if it's gonna shut down or not, but just be patient with me, y'all. Let me.
It's all good. So while she's working on the echo, we here. Look, I'm just glad to be a guest here. So I guess we talking about Diddy talk, the usual, right? You always hear people say, did he do it? Did he not do it? Well, there's a lot of Diddy stuff going on, right? And so she's getting these vocals right. All I know is when I look at this story and I look at this artist, I love that he drove. Diddy might look like this in real life after now. When you're in prison, I know this is supposed to be a sketch, but he might really look like this right now, right? All wobbly and jacked up because he's stressing. So, that's how we doing it. Like, man, she don't got me on full screen. I'm supposed to be minding my business. But you know what? Let me make me a sippy cup for all my drinkers out here. Let me drink some stuff. We on some bourbon. We got some 2XO right now. Let me spill a quick little shot while I vibe with y'all. Like, when it's a long day, ain't nothing like a good sippy cup. We know Memorial Day about to pop off. Y'all see me, I got my little copper shot glass. So cheers to y'all. Let's have a good time. No cognac. Cognac makes me act treacherous. If anybody thinks I want to crash out on some Hennessy and some Remy, they ain't happen. That's what we on.
All right, is it better now?
I'm still echoing. You know what? You need to rock the show. I made my cameo. You carry the show on because it doesn't echo.
Please come back because I really enjoy you when you come on. Or I can, how about this? How about when you're ready to talk, I can just go down and just bring you back up.
You must be asking questions before I do that.
Possibly. All right, so let me go here. Okay, so I guess the question I do want to have, if you can just tell us, what are your thoughts? Do you believe that Diddy is going to go to prison for a long time?
When we talk about a long time, it just depends. When you think about people and their finances, and if you're wealthy, one day in jail is a long time to you because you're like, I lived a lavish life. I'm established. I'm connected. I don't want to do a moment in jail. So if you ask Diddy right now, he's already been in jail too long. That's the real reality. This man has been cased up too long. So now, if you say he goes to prison for 5 years, for him, that's a long time. 2 years is long time. 3 years is a long time, because a man of his stature and what he's accomplished feels like he shouldn't spend a day in prison, where some other people who've committed treacherous acts where they may have been facing 30 and they only get 5. They're like, man, I'm gonna do these 5 and we good. I'm gonna turn up with y'all homies real quick and we're gonna have a great time. So to my question, I would say a long time, being 5 years for him, because I think he still has enough dirt on people to kind of make them give him a better deal. If not, they got to be ready like anybody else for your names to hit the fan too.
Got it. Okay, now people are saying that he's going to go in for bribery. He's going to go in for, the prostitution ring. And people are saying that he's going to be facing like 25 to life. So you don't think they're going to get him off of bribery and the prostitution and the trafficking? What are your thoughts about that? Because the couple of years that you name, it seemed like you feel differently.
I will say this. When when you think about bribery and racketeering, none of that matters. What they look at is when you start naming stuff like sex trafficking, because now they're talking about across states or even global. That's when you get more than just the US involved in terms of, because they're going to try to operate with other governments if you're saying it's global sex trafficking. Now, if you say it's just native to US, it's still more than your local police department. Now you're starting to look at other entities get involved, right? You look at the FBI. It wouldn't be the CIA because they're international unless it was something to that level. So when I look at those things, a regular man, yes, would have been thrown under the jail. For him, I think he's been savvy enough to collect enough dirt on people over the years that he's like, y'all want to give me 25, but I know I can bust down and knock down 20 of these years off of that because I got dirt on y'all.
All right. Now, people are saying that this started when he got into the mud with Ciroc, and I guess he was winning the lawsuit. He said they were the R word, and people feel like the higher ups is really coming down on him. So whether I don't know if he have something on those type of elites, because I don't think they have any dealings with him. And they are really humiliating him months on end, and it looks like, and everybody is saying that he is done for, but you still have hope. Where is this hope coming from?
Is this hope coming from me being a brother? Yes. Now, do I honor treacherous brothers? No. But look at society. We honor treacherous white individuals all the time, Italians, whatever. Every mob figure, we can go back to Billy the Kid, we can go to John Gotti, we can go to Al Capone, we can go to all these people that we honor. We can even go to Hugh Hefner, who had questionable accounts, like everybody wasn't 18 or 21. Some of them girls had to be underage. We honor all these individuals and we love it. The problem is when we try to have that kind of American gangster for our own, it's like, no, they're kaput. We need R. Kelly out of there. We need Bill Cosby out of there. We need Diddy out of there. But you know who we're going to have in there? We're going to have Elvis Presley. Did they have stories of him doing strange things for change with younger girls? Yes. All these people, even when you look at what it is, Celine Dion and her guy being 30 years old and her, we need to stop. If we talking about elite people and influence, it has to be balanced. But unfortunately, the brothers are going to get the short end of the stick. So my hope comes from, hey, I've seen other guys survive these stories that were not black. So, hey, hopefully a brother can survive it.
All right. Well, I think that's nice to hear from you. That sounds honest. But like you said before, you name all those people, the bad guys, but it's never been a black guy. I don't think they're ever going to have that. But I do want to change this. She tells me, Nikki Cole, thank you so much. Nikki Cole said, turn off the echo cancellation, Gigi. It's off. I turned it off. I've been turned it off. That's when I did the stream.
Hello.
Can you still hear the echo?
Yeah, I hear it.
All right. So let me turn it on then. Let me turn the echo cancellation on, because I never had it on. I always had it off. So if you can continue, Bad Gemini, and you're doing me a favor because I need to go out. So I'll be back.
Oh goodness, Gigi, why is she doing me like this? And she could have kept me on the small screen. But to answer these questions, so yeah, when I hear these stories, it's very unfortunate because I understand as a brother, we understand the odds are stacked against us, but let's not act like this. First off, what is this? Epstein, he's dead and gone, right? He's deceased, right? Okay, cool. There are a lot of treacherous things that happen, and his list came out and it named a lot of white folks as well. You don't see the heat in the fire with all these people that Epstein named. And I think that's the problem. It's replicative of what happened when you think about Diddy's story and Epstein's story. Now, Epstein's story ended in demise. I get it when with him in prison. But for this here, he still would have a chance just because this is a civil lawsuit. And that's what I have to remind myself of. He'll still suffer some criminality, but this is still a civil lawsuit, is what people have to remember. And so, but now the feds picked it up and now they want to add and tack on these things, but now they have to have undeniable proof. All of this right now is just defamation of character. And then we'll see where the story goes from there.
Got it. So do you hear an echo?
Uh-oh, it's gone. You did it.
Hey, but I needed you guys' help. I thank you all for your patience. I couldn't have done it without you all. So I just want to say thank you for your patience. And thank you, Bad Gemini, for hosting and filling in while I had to try to figure it out. All right. Okay, and missed the last part. So you said it's a civil, and you want us to remember it's a civil. And it was another guy that was coming up here. If you out there, feel free to come back. But I just wanted to get that thing together. Now, what do you mean by it's just a civil? Can you go in more detail with that?
Well, that's how it's all initiated, and then once you get the feds involved, they're trying to evolve this case into where it's like, okay, let's find some criminality, right? Because this is hearsay in terms of we need some substantiated proof. This is what happened to me from Cassie's standpoint. This is what I dealt with. This is what I felt. Now, if the feds see a wrinkle in there where they're like, it sounds like there's some illegality in this, can we find something? That's why the feds pick it up, because on its own, he paid money to her. But this is what happened. When you pay money and you do these NDAs, it's all great and it's protected. What happens is the feds will look and say, this is not an NDA situation. NDA is, okay, we did some strange things for change, but we hear criminality. Oh, you had these minors, these people go from state to state and operate. So then they pick it up. And so when that happens, that's when it becomes the criminal aspect. So now I would say that's the initiation of it. Was civil, and I think it's evolved to where the feds, if they really want to pin them down, they have to establish criminality, and that's why they're using her as an eyewitness. But these stories are old, and all he needs at least a couple of people to testify. I misremembered. I don't understand what happened. I think that just to show a little doubt. Right now, he doesn't have that, because she's a victim. Everybody remembers the video, getting drugged in the hallway, getting punched. And so they sticking with that image.
Well, you can keep going, Bad Gemini. This is Mr. Life. This is my first time seeing him. How you doing? You say you was helping. I really appreciate it. Okay, well, Bad Gemini, that's interesting, your point of view, because oftentimes, I mean, we've been hearing that he's finished, and I really feel like he's finished. I feel like it's already been constructed, like it was already done from the start. Honestly, I just felt like this, while they was dragging it out, it's just to humiliate him more and to warn other rappers that have bought prostitutes against state lines that if you act up, they're coming for you, and they would do you just like they did Diddy. To me, it felt like it's a warning, and they are going to clean shop. I don't know if you heard, Bad Gemini, but they have been talking about tearing down hip hop for a long time. They have been talking about tearing down Hollywood, that they call Holly Weird, and they want to restructure everything. They want to get out of all of that and rebuild. And I do feel like this is part of the plan, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because
No, the plan is accurate.
I could be wrong because I look at Candace Owens. And for whatever reason, Candace Owens is really not really going down on Diddy, which makes me kind of question. But I do realize that Candace Owens and Donald Trump, they're not on the best terms. It seems like she is departing her way and she's rebranding. So I'm, and I know that it's another girl. She's a Republican. She's helping out Tory Lanez. So, and Tory Lanez, people see Tory Lanez, Diddy, Chris Brown. A lot of times they put them all in one category, and it's coming from certain groups. And then you have certain groups that is pretty much like they don't see them as monsters. So
look, these guys in the same group that guys that don't pay child support. Like, we don't care. You can be famous or everyday guy. They all get put in the same group. Like, if you don't pay child support, they look at you like, Diddy, you a monster, you trifling. You got this woman out here doing a whole GoFundMe to get these babies some Capri Sun pouches, right? So when I look at that, I understand how bad it is. But Chris Brown, yes. We have evidence, right? You see those black eyes on Rihanna. That ain't imaginative. She looked like a whole raccoon out there. So we understand where he messed up. But guess what? They showed him grace. And guess he's capitalized off that grace and kept it running. Now, anything he did after that, now it's his fault because they've extended grace to you. You relaunched your career. You've gotten Grammys. That's different. R. Kelly had grace. But guess what he did? He messed it up. Now you have an opportunity after you beat the one charge or the allegation, civil. Did you do a sun shower, right? The proper turn on this individual, blah, blah, blah. He messed that up. Diddy's is different for this one reason. This man was very cocky. What they were saying was, can you just slow down? Because it's going to get messed up. He didn't have to worry about grace, and he didn't get cased up or jammed up like the other people, and then they had their rise back to fame. His was, I'm on top of the law. I'm arrogant. I'm that guy. I'm that man. When you're like that, that's when your whole thing crumbles, because I'm pretty sure there were warnings behind the scenes that he did not take heed to, and the arrogance is what led to his demise. So I'm still not going to chase my standpoint. I think he won't get 25 years, but he'll still do a solid 5 because he has enough dirt. I still think he has enough dirt on people.
I think he has a lot of dirt on people.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Life. Let's hear your perspective on it.
I think that he's modern day Black Weinstein, and he has enough dirt on people to where they are trying to get rid of him right now. I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happened to him before he make it out in 5 years, like BG said. He might just accidentally hang himself with literally nothing in the room. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened once he actually steps foot, because he is going to do some time. We're not sure how much time he's going to do, because this racketeering charge that they getting him on, they building it out quite well, especially coming with the lady and showing all the prostitutes and saying that he paid for them to travel there. They building the case across state lines and sometimes across country lines as well. So they building this case out quite well, and not to mention the drug charges that sit there too as well. We haven't even mentioned that, right? Because he had drugs too that he was transporting. So we've seen a lot of things that they're building out. The question comes in when we talk about Diddy is how many people and how deep this goes, because he has names, he has numbers, and will he actually hit the self-destruct button and throw everybody else under the bus, which would probably be the tale of the tape. And I'm eager to see, will he do that, and see what type of plea deal he makes, because I think that's where this might change, is when he started copying for the plea deal, when he sees it's not going his way, and he started delving out other names of other people that was involved.
So I keep hearing you guys say that it's about other people that was involved. So do you really think they really want other people that's involved? And why do they want these other people? Do you not believe that it didn't start with the Ciroc situation and how Diddy tried to paint them as the R word, knowing damn well that most people buy these liquor is Black people? So by painting them or a company as the R word, that's death to their business.
That is true. That is true. But I get that. I get the premise of it. I get the premise, and him trying to be a black mogul and trying to seize complete control. I fully understand, and I do get how people would get there. But do I believe there's a big cabal out there? I'm not sure if I believe that. I'm not even sure the owners of Ciroc have that much power. So we got to have that conversation as well, because they deal in spirits, and as I recall, they are not even the major player. Sazerac is the major player. If he was dealing with Sazerac, we could have a real conversation about this. Sazerac owns about 70% of all of everything. So whatever you see out there, they own a portion of it. So if we were talking about a real juggernaut, it would be that. But the company that he's dealing with, they aren't a big player like that. They own probably about 13% of the market. It's about 4 or 5 big players. And as you see, I have a lot of liquor back here, so I know my liquor. So, so that's one thing that we do know. But I don't really know if a foreign company has that much pull to make this happen, unless they was the people with little things on their head.
Well, I'm just going to throw this in. Could it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all have seen these donations. When someone gets in trouble or they feel threatened, you see a big group of people donating to them because they want to stand behind them. 2 that comes to mind is the clear lady that called the little black boy the N-word, and she raised over $1 million. And you know, the situation with the twins and Anthony Carmelo, you know, people raise money. Could it be a situation that they have seen the situation with Diddy and him trying to use the R word? I know it's a certain group that's powerful. They're so sick and tired of people doing the R word. They call it race baiting, and they want to get rid of it. It's been a push to destroy history and so much. So you do have certain powers that be that are in control that could be moving behind the scenes and helping push the likes of him out. I don't know. What are your thoughts about that? Could it be someone seen it and wanted to help push it out?
Oh goodness. Let me look, I'm behaving. Now I gotta get in the trenches. Let me go ahead and get these libations, because I was gonna be very moderate tonight, but I think y'all want hood Gemini. No, they want I forget bad Gemini. We're gonna hood Gemini, a special occasion. Let me tell you, when we talk about these R words, first off, their favorite R word is rappers. Because let me tell you, rappers get monetized. They are the new 40 acres plantation, and we gonna work y'all backs. And we prefer when y'all are deleted, because we gonna make more money off y'all when y'all deleted. Rappers are the most intimidating thing when it comes to a societal standpoint from profitability. And I'm talking about from major entities, from branding. They always want to connect with rappers. I mean, you got rappers getting freaking Big Mac meals. You got them with special milkshakes, special outfits, special sneakers. I'm like, y'all rappers y'all get everything, pillows, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. And so when I look at that, they are saying is, we need you to stay in line. That's all they're really saying. We like making money off of y'all. When y'all buck the trend, y'all hurting our money. And you're hurting your money. But the rapper's like, you know what? I'd rather be independent because I made enough money. They're like, no. You think you made enough money, but the money you've made, we can stop you from making that money. Or if you think you've made money, we can show you what real money looks like, but you have to stay in line. Every time you see these people go outside of the lines, that's when these aggressions come from different folks. When R. Kelly is like, yeah, it's time for me to get my money and get my masters, they're like, no, you're doing too much. You R. Kelly, you one of the best writers ever. You wrote for everybody, from pop, country, this, that. You don't need your masters, because we need them so we can make money. You'll get them in 25 years, however the rule is. You can have it, and eventually goes back to you. Don't do that. Bill Cosby, No. You were funny back then, but we don't need you investing in CBS or Viacom. And matter of fact, we need your money. Don't you got all this property with all this oil on it? Let us drill on it. We want to profit off of you. Oh, you talking reckless? We need to give these women from 30 and 40 years ago. Half of them can't even see, and half of them look like a bag of bricks. But we need them to account for you putting stuff in their little liquids and making them feel a certain way, like everybody wasn't doing that in that generation. Now it's Diddy. Diddy, bad boy. Well, guess what you're doing? You're being a bad boy right now. So we need to shut you down. And that's all that's happening. When you talk about people who are in the music, comic industry, all of that, we need to rein y'all in because y'all are messing up our profit margins. We need to profit off of you. That's how I see it. I know I went on my rant, but I'm just looking at that's what we provide as a culture.
Well, I'm glad you did because it gave me so much insight. I never saw it like that. So you guys, are you thankful he said it like that? Because I ain't never thought about it. I ain't never heard it like that. Press 4. So I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, it's almost like Yeezy, right? And when we think about Yeezy, when he began to do his thing, we saw people come out against him, and we saw how that went when he actually started to actually speak about what the gold people was doing to him and how they was trying to take everything away from him. So I think that's another prime example. And they do have the power to do that. So, but the thing is are these rappers are the people that they need to come out there, or do they really have the political pull or the political might within the community to actually change the guard? Is another question that we need to. That's a question that we need to ask as well, because there are a lot more people in a higher influential space politically that they could go out there and take down, that could do a greater damage. Al Sharpton, even though most people don't like him, let's talk about it. He does have political pull, and he always go with the R word. We can look at the other lawyer, Ben Crump. That's another one that's always thrown out the R word, to where if they take him down, they could do great damage to the Black community. So there are other people out there that have political power and legal power that they can go out there. So I want to ask you all, do you all think they're going after Yeezy and Puff Daddy just because this is low-hanging fruit and they don't want to approach those other people?
I will go first. I think that it's easy. I agree. I think so. I think Kanye West, he's always looking for attention. It seems like he's always looking for some type of validation. Diddy, he made himself an easy target because he's so flamboyant and just messy with how he goes back and forth and that arrogance. But Ben Crump and I don't know, do you think it's too obvious if they go for them?
Well, you mentioned Ben Crump, and we from the same city as Ben Crump. Ben Crump.
You can't be my lawyer. I said it on wax. And if they mad at me, be mad at me. Look, his arena is the thing is he's not a criminal defense lawyer. That's what makes it crazy. But he's doing the civil stuff, and he's gonna get you paid. For me, and
he's got some great parties.
They think this is negative, but for me, I feel like he's the Don King of being a lawyer, right, and stuff. I won't even put Johnny Cochran. That's the easy comparison, but I'm going to relate him more to the Don King. He will show up. He's going to get y'all silver check, and y'all going to ride on to the distance. But that's what he needs to stick to, because when it came to Trayvon Martin, and it's now a real actual trial in defense, that is not his forte, and that's why that aided to the results being what they were, because that's not what he specializes in. But he will get you paid, but don't have him be a defense lawyer. But if you're trying to get a civil suit, yeah, holler at him. You're going to be okay. And it's going to be a lot of photo opportunities too. And it's not me hating on them. It's just go and recount all the situations. You'll see it out there on plain wax.
And one person said that he's doing a lot more than most people. And that was my point. Would it be better for them to go after those people who are actually making an impact versus people who are pushing all this debauchery inside our community? Going after Puffy is no big deal because he's pushing it too as well. Going after Meg the Stallion or whomever you want to pick that's rapping right now, who is the hot rapper, I don't think that's a big deal if they was really trying to destroy the black community, because these people help push it. So when they be the ones that you want to keep out there, let's keep this going, because they getting us paid for one, they making us money for one, and two, they help destroying their own community. So I lean on the side of, when I think about Puff Daddy, I think this is a guy, like BG said, he got too big for his own balls, and now he has to suffer the consequences because he thought that he was probably bigger than some white people, and they don't like that part, and now he has to go down, not because there's a big conspiracy. It was like when the gold dude, when the guy with Yeezy, right? If you heard the story, Jeezy was on the phone with him, and he told Yeezy he was going to get him locked up and thrown inside this institution for the things that he said about his people, and that turned around and happened. I could see that happening with Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy really puffing out his chest and saying that he King Kong, they ain't got nothing on me, and now they're trying to show it to him. But I don't think there's a big conspiracy of we got to stop him because of what he's doing for the people. No, they stopping him because his balls got too big for himself and the people that he was working with, and they got to cut him down to size. I think that's what we're seeing right now.
I agree with you. But I feel like if they went for Ben Crump, it will start such an outrage. I think with Diddy, they already paint him as an abusive guy, and the liberals, they cannot stand an abusive guy. They cannot tolerate that. And then how he play women and all that. So I think it's easier to get Diddy out than Ben Crump, because do he have a lot of people that cannot stand him?
Nah, but he had some great he used to have some great parties. You had yourself a great time.
You keep talking about the parties.
You had an absolutely great time.
Yeah.
Absolutely great time. Ben Crump and his partner, Parks, they know how to throw a great party.
Yeah, former partner, right?
Yeah, former partner.
Parks and Crumps is the lost, it was the attack right here, North Florida.
Yeah. You would have a great time. And talking about some girl, oh man, Diddy girls, the girls that he had would put Diddy girls to shame. You had yourself an absolutely great time. If they did, they could find it. That's all I'm saying.
You're nuts. You're talking. This sounds like inside information.
No, it's not. I'm just simply saying, if you was there and you was at the party, you know what. It wasn't to where what was going on with Diddy, but you saw what was going on. And he had some absolutely great parties, and everything was free.
There you go.
Yeah,
inside information.
Yeah,
there you go. That's what I'm saying. Because people hear like from a nationality standpoint, but when you're talking about hometown and you bring a home like that with Ben Crump, then there's different insight. That's all I'm really saying, right? Because even though it's like a laughing matter, but then you see the seriousness in that, because you're like, oh, okay, that gives me a different look. Let me tell you, first off, when it comes to lawyers, they're off limits, because what typically happens to them, whether it's a lawyer or preacher, they get phased out. Nobody's coming for them. It's like Al Sharpton, right? Jesse Jackson. It's like the young folks like, yeah, we ain't listening to you. We over you. Like, oh, yeah, okay, MLK. Oh, that was great. Malcolm X. Oh, great. Seeing you all the marches, all this. You're upstanding citizens. Yeah. Then 20 years later, it's like, y'all just talking, man. Y'all really rep us like that. Y'all ain't holding the flag for us like that. Y'all just getting y'all press ops and doing all these things. You kind of get phased out. And that's what you want to be careful of. Ben Crump has to make sure that he's actually in the trenches with the people, doing beneficial work where people genuinely feel like he has our best interest. When that doesn't happen, he had a great run. He's made tons of money. 5 years from now, he's phased out and he's going to be on a show, probably on some NBC thing with Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, and they're just recounting and drinking some cheap liquor, Hennessy. And they stop. And
speaking of Al Sharpton, you don't think that's low-hanging fruit? I'm pretty sure they can get him for some form of extortion. He is the guy that throws around the R word wherever he goes. Al Sharpton never missed that opportunity. Can we be honest about this? If there was any low-hanging fruit where they can take one out, it would probably be Al Sharpton.
But he's not relevant anymore. So that's what I'm saying. You have to be careful. They want to take out
So
people
was
that have
Diddy?
a substantial standard. Yeah.
So was Diddy? You still think Diddy been fell
See,
off?
you looking at his performance, but the thing is, it's
I'm talking
like,
about his recognition.
yeah, it's there. It's there. Like
It's there
Jay-Z.
now because he's about to go.
Nah, it's there. It's there. Let me tell you why it's there. It's going to be there off of impact. Like, you don't have to have hit records anymore. Nobody's looking for you at 50 some odd years, almost 60, to be dropping hit records. You get to a point where your recognition is based off of what you've accomplished. So off the strength of that, if you become one of these mythological figures for Black people or entertainment, then if we can tear you down, then that means a lot. You don't have to be dropping new music and all of that. So that's the impact. It's to show you that it don't matter who it is from y'all NIs, I can keep y'all NIs in line.
Well,
that's how I see it.
That goes to show with Smokey Robinson. I don't know if you guys know, but Smokey Robinson, it's 4 women that are accusing him of essay, and I think they're demanding $50 million. And they also have the Shannon Sharp situation that's demanding $50 million as well.
Yeah, that's Shannon Sharp fault though.
It's gonna be more.
He couldn't even close the deal. He had 10 million laying on the table, and he bought
that's all his fault. It's all his fault. Yeah, he was being set up by an 18-year-old. No full-grown man should get set up by an 18-year-old. No way you should be doing that type of sexual deviancy and recording it by phone. He set himself up for that. If he didn't see that coming, yeah, that's Shannon Sharp's fault. If you're going to do that, you need to hire yourself a Ray Donovan. And if anybody know who Ray Donovan is, there was a show on Showtime about a fixer by the name of Ray Donovan. Ray Donovan actually worked for high-profile people. And what he did was the very first episode, the very first scene was, it was a basketball player getting sucked off by this white girl, and then she took it in the mouth and put it inside the cup and put it outside. And for her boyfriend to come get it so she could impregnate herself later. What Ray Donovan came and beat the living daylights out of the boyfriend, walked in there, beat up the guy that played b-ball and told him don't do this again, because he was his guy that made sure that stuff like this didn't happen. Then he kicked the girl out. If Shannon Sharp was going to do this, he need 10 million should have been a drop in the bucket. He should have paid himself a fixer $20,000 a month to get him a woman that'll do all this deviancy stuff with him. And if she didn't, it was either she get rich or get missing. This is Shannon Sharp's fault, because a lot of Black men want to think that they can get it off their mouth and get it off their penis. Stop acting like that when you got money. You have too much money with too much to lose to think that you can go sweet talk a woman and you get what you want. Go ahead and pay a small amount of money, $20,000 a month, to fix the problem before it happens. Need if you're doing stuff like that, where you're talking about choking and doing all these other things to a woman, you setting yourself up for failure. That need to be a high class call girl, $15,000-$20,000 minimum. You shouldn't be messing around with nobody else. That's why I say this is Shannon Sharp's fault.
Couldn't he invest in a doll?
Yeah, same thing.
Look, let me tell you, Nick Cannon, Jeff Bezos, even Bill Belichick have shown you how it's supposed to be done. Exactly. You can't cut corners when you want to live that type of life. Hugh Hefner has got away with, when he was alive, for decades, decades. So the thing is, when you set it up, you come in with an understanding, and they either say yes or no. But guess what? When they come with the understanding, you have paperwork with that understanding, but then you're not cheap. You're saying this is the quality of life I'm going to give you.
Exactly.
What happens is you bring these women in and you got all the lavish things, but then you kind of like say, okay, I'm done with you. Go back to your regular life. They're going to feel away. There's a level of envy where it's like, every day I come and fulfill you, but I have to go back to my regular life. You haven't done anything to better my quality of life outside of, I had intercourse with you. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. That gets old, because after a while, they're like, I can get intercourse with any guy, right?
Yep.
And so now it's like, but you're that guy. So if I'm gonna have intercourse with you, you need to upgrade my life. And if you have that understanding from the get-go, then you won't have these problems, i.e. Jeff Bezos, i.e. Nick Cannon, and the other guys that do it. His thing is he got too casual and thought he's like, yeah, I'm Shannon Sharp. But guess what? You 30 years older than this woman.
30
she
years
ain't
old.
thinking about you like you Shannon Sharp. It's not like you're a young guy who's swagged out. It's like, look, you old head, you need to do your job. And what he should have did is invested in her in the right way, and he wouldn't have had this problem. He cut corners, and right now she cutting checks.
Cutting checks. It's always an old black man that played sports that get himself caught inside these type of things. So it's always an athlete or an entertainer because they think that because of who they are, they can get it off the lip. And what that means is that they got talk game, right? They got talk game, and just because of who they are. But once you get over 45, trust me, I'm over 45. No woman wants you because you look good. You got to have resources. And if they know you have resources, you need to understand that is the game that you're playing at that point in time. And for some dumb reason, Shannon Sharp thought it was something totally different with an OnlyFans girl. She was literally telling you that it's about the money. If she's willing to go show it on live for money, that tells you that it's about the money. So don't make it about anything else. Don't call her and tell her, oh, I want you to be my girlfriend, or we want to be together. No, stop trying to get it off the lip. Say, here's a check a month. Here's my handler, Ray Donovan. He's going to make sure you get your money. And if you start acting sideways, you pick how this happened. You can keep the money coming in, or you might not be seen again. I don't know why he's inside this situation. It's just black men and they penis. That's our biggest downfall because we think too much with our D. We think way too much with it. We think we can get anything with it. But when you have that type of money, they don't care about your D like that. They want the money. And we see this time and time again.
Yeah, Gigi, what's up? Look, she's like, She vibing. I love it. I love it. She's like, let's scale this testosterone back. Look, one of my favorite songs when I was younger, it was like, I like it like that. Slow motion for me, right? I'll pay for it. Like Soulja Slim had a song I pay for because he cut straight to the chase. Sometimes that's what you have to tell people. Like, I will pay for it. Look,
when you got money, you got to tell them.
Isn't that where we are with Diddy? Because that is a form of prostitution. And I want to know, I honestly feel like the right, the Republican Party is going to come and they're going to be very strict on prostitution like it was back in the day. What are your thoughts about that? I don't know if you guys already heard that they already put on the table. They're trying to ban corn across America. They also is trying to have it where teenagers cannot get on the internet.
The teenagers part, I'm fine with, Mr. Life. The corn part, it's going to happen. Like, we don't need to be like China, where it's like a black circle. Like, we know what y'all doing under that circle. We hear strange sounds, and people are in all funny positions. But you think this black circle over this over genitalia is gonna make us think it's something else? Like, that's terrible. Matter of fact, I think they should go the opposite route. I think they need to make it legal. Do you know how many guys are out here who have no game, no swag, and are degenerates, but they're willing to operate in corruption because they're desperate for it? Make it legal for these guys. Make it, look, sex is at an all-time low. I know it is. I see it. These dating apps and all that. $40 can go a long way. I know women hate to hear that. What kind of woman would do that for $40? Well, the right kind of woman.
And right now they're selling for $25 on the blade. I don't know if you saw that. There's a video of a woman. She was giving up for $4. A young lady.
Go give it for free. So
yeah. But she was charging. She was a worker, and she went down to $4. $4. And the dude recorded her. But the thing is, the Republicans are trying to legislate morality. And we saw through history multiple times that when you try to legislate morality, that always ends very bad. No country comes back from when you're trying to legislate morality. It's usually in some type of war with the people. So we knew how to figure out what's going to happen, because if they continue to go down this road, which is the strange thing for the Republicans, right? Because they the one that do all that degenerate stuff behind the scenes. At least with the Democrats, they want to do theirs up front. They want to tell you what they doing, and they don't mind about doing it. But those Republican white men, they know they like doing some strange things for some change, especially with men, and then with a couple of little boys and girls too at the same time, and then they want to pass laws against it. Those are the biggest idiots ever, because they're setting themselves up for failure. They're setting the people up for failure, and they're setting up that the KKK for failure, because they believe in that too. They absolutely love that. So they're going to have to figure something out, because they constantly shooting themselves in the foot. But I don't think it's going to pass.
Got it. Now, it's interesting you said that. I've always had the understanding when they pass laws, it's really for you. It's not for them. So they pass laws and they don't enforce it on their own, but they enforce it on you.
Yeah, and that's why I mentioned about their people. That's why I definitely said their people going to get it, because they might the Republican legislation might not get it, but their brothers will, their uncles will, the people in their community will, because say what you want to say about the black community, our degeneracy really don't go as far as theirs do. They do some very sick stuff. We don't typically go that route. We know where we stay inside our vein. We usually that's a little bit too far for us. But then they like to do some strange stuff. So I could definitely see this backfiring on them and seeing their own people turn against them.
What, do they care about their own people? I think we saw that with the Section 8 and the welfare. A lot of their people came out and said, we never thought that we would get hit by it. We thought it was only going to affect, the blacks.
Well, that's their own people fault, because they need to understand that they poor too. That's another strange thing. They don't recognize that they poor too. Like Mississippi, I think in Mississippi, Louisiana, and Bama, they vote majority are Republican, which is definitely for the middle and high end class. But most of them are poor. I think they're just dumb.
Well, I think that people are emotional, and their hate for certain people oversees for their benefit. So therefore, I cannot stand this person. So I'm going to vote to take them off the table. And if I have to suffer, so be it, as long as they don't get it.
Well, let them suffer. Once again, I really don't think it's going to pass. I think this is just. I think it's like one of those things that they do just to say that they done it, knowing that it's not going to go anywhere. Just to go back to their Christian right wing and say, "Hey, look what I tried to do. Vote for me the next time." Because we see this happen all the time with politicians. They just put something out there just to placate people, just to say that they tried. Well, it's just semantics. It's just political theater. That's all I think it is right now. We will see once it get past the House and once it get to the Senate, because I think they're going to have a little bit more tighter time inside the Senate, because it's a little bit more close to where those bills might not get passed.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Life, I just want to make clear, do you feel that Diddy is going to go to jail for life or just a couple of years like that Gemini said?
I think it's going to be for a couple of years too as well. I don't think he's going for life. Just like I said, when they start throwing out life, he's going to cop a deal. And some names are going to start floating out there. And they're going to probably be some bigger names. So I would tell Jay-Z, he better watch out. Involved or not involved. I know I throw him under the bus.
But do you think that Diddy is a snitch, as they say? He come off so street. So that goes against everything.
They already said that he was an FBI informant a long time ago. This ain't nothing new. This was out literally about 15 years ago. That's how he got away with most of the stuff that he was doing. Yeah, he a snitch.
There's all these allegations, even with Kid Cudi, right? Who was like, dang, how did Kid Cudi's vehicle explode? Let's just leave it at that. And he said he'll do it, and it was done. Allegedly, he had nothing to do with it, but he's the one who spoke to that. And so he had just these outlandish acts that have been part of his demeanor in history. That this is the reality. When you look at people like that, it's no different than Suge. Suge's reign got cut short with him doing Fed time, but he may have been, well, not may have, he was on that type of strange time, but it would have been magnified if he was out here free to do all what he needed to do. And it's unfortunate because this goes all the way back down to whether it's Tupac, Biggie, where it shows the violent nature of we should have a brotherhood, but there's a part of me that I need to ascend, show my dominance, and be as wealthy as I can. This is why Diddy fell out many times with Mace. Did Mace really ever get cased up and implicated? No, because Mace probably has plenty of stories too. Mace is like, just run me this money, man, on my checks, man. You owe me. Diddy did it, right? And so Mace kind of just chill, but you could see the people that are neutral, and if they need to be involved, they will. But these people won't be involved because they're like, you know what? We have enough people out there doing our dirty work, so to speak. And right now, Diddy, hey, do these 5 to 7 years. You'll be out. Tell on everybody. I know you hate it. Just tell on everybody. You got it. This whole snitch code is stupid because every mobster and gangster movie and these people they like, you hear a lot of their stories. You go look at it like, y'all supposed to be like bona fide mob figures and all of y'all snitch. So that whole code, I don't know why black culture tries to hold it to be true. Oh, you should never snitch, go down for it. It happens all the time. You got to think about you and your family. He got these sons, his daughters. This man will snitch.
Life, shoot, BG. If they offering me life, I'm calling you up like, hey, bro, man. Yeah, man, they offering me life, but you remember that thing that you did, man? Yeah. When you did that, yeah, man. I figured that we can split these years. I do 5 and you do 5. What you think?
That's how you gonna do me? You gonna do that? You know I got kids out here, Mr. Life. Like that's
you
how
only miss 5
disrespectful
years.
you gonna be.
You only miss 5 years.
Kids.
You might miss a graduation or two, but
are you gonna put money on my books though? Will you at least put money on my books? God,
yes, I will.
I don't trust people like Gigi. Get control. I don't trust people like Mr. Life. He's
treacherous. You brung up snitching. You know, it's funny you said that. I'm just going to pivot just a little bit, but Tory Lanez had told a reporter the reason why he didn't speak out earlier because he did not want to snitch.
That's his fault. And now he got 15.
Protecting Black mothers. What were your thoughts about that?
That's some niggerly and shiftless stuff. And now he got poked 15 times. He should have snitched. He should have told the truth.
Yeah, a fool by any other name is named Tory Lanez. So let me show that. That's crazy. That's what I can say.
Yeah,
because this is the thing is that I don't mind protecting Black women, but that's when you're talking about in the face of danger, right, an immediate threat, or helping them, hardships and circumstances. This was a wild, twisted story because you're riding in a vehicle with somebody that was into you, liked, but you're riding in the vehicle with her said friend that you also had intercourse with, and you're riding in the said vehicle with both of these women while being en route to a Kardashian party with ambitions of now being with a Kardashian. They made you come back in the vehicle, right? There's like this story is just too twisted. Obviously, if you wanted to actually, use your weapon against her, she would have been harmed. No, you shot out the ground. Okay, shrapnel, metal gets in her. This is one of those stories where she probably didn't expect that. Now you're in the story. Now you're in the hospital. They're asking for your statement. You give your statement. The statement sounds like somebody should be implicated. You didn't really intend to tell. Now this person is implicated, but he's like, hold on, like this is wild. You got mad and lost it on me because you thought I was trying to go through the whole crew with all the girls. This whole thing should have been civil. The fact that it shifted into criminal, she could have tried to take some stance on it to say, no, let's not move forward. But unfortunately, state picks it up. They're like, nah, this is not right. And then she went the victim role because she had to think about her career. This was a critical time in America where it's like, look, Black woman, do not fold. Don't let this dude pressuring you. This is pre-Diddy, right? We got to think about it. Go get your money, grow your career, and F that NI. He messed up. He shouldn't have did it. Whether he did it or not, the public will not know. But guess what? She went on, won awards. She went on, still sold out shows, made plenty of money. Tory Lanez got 10 years. So when I look at this whole situation, I understand one thing. Him as a guy, you have to consider yourself first, because if you don't, this is what happens. And that's why I still love my sisters. But in his part, he was negligent. That's why I feel for him, because he thought that if he was neutral, he was going to beat the charge. Oh, no, Canadian man, you in America. They got you.
Mm-hmm. And I think, for the record, a lot of people did not buy the excuse that he was protecting those Black women, mothers, because they said, well, what about you have kids of your own? And they just don't see him as that type of guy.
I agree.
I'm with you, because now, if he would have truly been standing 10 toes down, and now he's laying down, he should have snitched if he was protecting them. You just go ahead and tell the truth. Tell the truth, and shame the devil, because he doing years, and now he might lose his life over this right here.
And guess what? They would have got a lesser charge for being women. You snitched
Much
because
less.
if they
Much
all
less.
found guilty, you got 10. Do you really think Meg Thee Stallion was going to get 10 years? Like,
No.
I understand what Remy
She might
Ma
get
got,
5 months in probation.
but Remy Ma could not have hid what she did, right? The weapon, the act, there was no question about what she did. This situation, come on, you would have got, even if they said we're going to have you do 90 days, Meg Thee Stallion, you're not doing real time. I think that's where he miscalculated. Hey, it was them. That's what happened. They would have been out. No, you're a guy. You're going to get, we understand that when it comes to giving deals or whatever to men in American society, i.e. Black men, sentencing, we get harsher sentencing than any group. And so now you're talking about a woman, like, hey, man, hey, Meg. See, he didn't understand the basic foundations of street principle. How many guys have got caught with dope in their trunk, and the woman said, I got you, because she knows she'll be out in 18 months.
She'll be out, right?
Like, she didn't have that type of ride or die mentality. That era is gone. There is an era where these women like, hey, I got you, because I know they get you as 20 years. I'm going to do these 18 months. They're going to say I was coerced by you. They're going to say I was intimidated in those tactics. I'm sorry, ma'am. We got you, but you have to do this. You claim ownership of it, and you out. Because they're going to say in some way, even though you got caught, you're the victim. With the guy, they're like, no, you're the offender. There was intent behind you. And so that's where he misplayed it. Do it. This is Meg Thee Stallion. She's a superstar. She would have got her little probation. Even if she did 90 days, you'd have been okay. But those codes are gone. So when you talk about street codes, shout out. I wish I could pour a shot right now to all the women back then who took all these charges and these deals for their guys, because you knew you'll be out sooner than him. Shout out to y'all. 10 toes down.
Now, it's the conspiracy theories behind Tory Lanez. A lot of people feel that he is purposely being taken down by Jay-Z or someone because of, I believe, the masters or something in music independently he was doing. Do you believe that or no?
He did change the game, right, with what he was doing. I think he was with the label, and then he went independent and started dropping music and making a lot of money from doing his own thing. I can't recall what he did, but there was a subtle thing that he done that changed how he was doing the thing. There's another rapper out in California in the Bay, LaRusso, that's doing somewhat of the same thing, to where they take it's like he started selling stocks of his music. I think that's what he started doing. I think LaRusso perfected it, but I think he started doing it as well. And that's where you can buy some form of equity in his music. And he was trying to change up things. And now Jay-Z just started doing the same thing too. But do I think they have just that much pull to do that? To get Meg Thee Stallion to fake like she been shot in the toe, and then have the cabal police line up all these stories. I don't see how that comes together like that. I really can't see how all those moving pieces could happen, and him getting Meg Thee Stallion to fake the getting shot in the toe, and his girlfriend and everybody lining up and getting everybody on point just because he left a label. There's a lot better ways to do that legally. He could literally get some lawyers involved and shut down most of all this stuff.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. I have Benita. She wants to come up. Benita, how are you?
Hey,
Hi.
Benita.
Good.
Well,
What
look,
are
I
your thoughts
must
on?
say, hello, Mama Nubian Queen. I watch you all the time.
Thank you.
You're a bad sister.
So, what are your thoughts about the Diddy? Do you think he's going to do life, or do you think just a couple of years, or you think he's going to walk?
I don't think he gonna walk, but I don't think he gonna do life. Nick, they just that baby did a lot, but they ain't got what they saying he did. If you don't you think if they had it, they would show it to us?
Well, they're saying they are showing it to you guys. They're saying with the escorts, how Cassie said that she didn't want to do all this, and he made Cassie pay these escorts and take them across lines to do these things. How these escorts witnessed Diddy putting paws on her when she did not want to do certain things. They all said about bribery. The video footage of Diddy putting hands on Cassie in the hotel, the footage we saw, they are saying that Diddy had his people go around trying to bribe the people that had that video, trying to get them to
Mm-hmm.
or delete it. So they're saying we are showing you, all of his crimes. And they said they have 2 more months of evidence to show to you. What are your thoughts about that, Benita?
Whatever they gonna do, they need to do it because they wasting taxpayer money. Either you gonna do something or you're not. All this what you say you got, including all the tapes. Come on now, how long do this take? Rock, if he been hitting this long, y'all, rock his boat and let it go.
Well,
Do some, do.
yeah, well, I mean, that's a lot of people felt that way. A lot of people felt that they could have been had this done. They don't need Cassie, but some people feel like they want to do it purposely to humiliate them and to give a warning to other rappers. Bad Gemini said that they like doing deals with rappers because they can make money off of them. But when
Mm-hmm.
rappers feel like they're too big and bold and they want to be independent, they need to whoop them
Mm-hmm.
in line. And how else to whoop them in line than to take one of the
Mm-hmm.
most independent, successful kingpins and to
Mm-hmm.
humiliate them, just like I guess they did back in the day.
Mm-hmm. They knew though, baby. That's the thing. What bothers me. Society knew. They knew way before us. Y'all could have been stopped that baby. Them are some horrific, cruel acts. Jesus. And you got the nerve to have this on trial. You supposed to have this hit and miss. And I ain't seeing what they said. We don't know about the. I mean, do we get to see the tapes? Why we can't see them tapes? The video. They ain't gonna show that to us, right?
I don't believe so. I think they're just going to show it to the jury.
Oh, okay. Hmm. But then he ain't. I don't think he going home. But I don't think he gonna get life neither.
Mm. Do you believe that he's going to snitch on other people?
Hey, you got the girl, baby, baby. I'm
Yeah.
63. You know that baby gonna snitch.
Okay.
I'm 63 years old. That baby tell it right now.
Mm.
He ain't gonna be like R. Kelly. He gonna tell.
Mm.
And he gonna tell big too. Jay-Z, you better look out, partner.
So do you believe that Jay-Z and Beyonce is going to go down?
Baby, let me tell you something. I've been on this earth for a long time. And this is what's gonna come. When you spit, in God's eyes, God lets you see that devil. And that's what these babies going through. What's done in the dark always comes to the light. I don't do no wrong to nobody. If I don't like you, you know it. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't like you, and get away from me. Period. I ain't going to fake. I ain't going to judge. I'm just going to let you know. It's a lot of things wrong with what went on with this case. And I just don't understand it. Society as a whole. And I feel bad for us because he was always spitting in our face and showing us. And we were so blind, we didn't even see it. So whatever he get, it's going to be dead by the Lord of the hands, God.
Do you think that he didn't show his hand? Some people would say, would you listen to the music that he produced? You know, some of the music he produced was violent,
Yeah.
sexualized.
He was showing us. We just didn't see it. I mean, I didn't.
We saw what we wanted to see.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was like everybody else when it came to him. I wasn't that fascinated. He is don't get me wrong, he's a damn good artist. And I think
he's a producer. I don't think he's even an artist.
Well, you know, a producer, whatever he was supposed to be, he was good at it. What I'm saying, and from my point of view. But other than that, I didn't pay him no attention. Now, if you had said Nipsey Hussle, you'd have had me.
Yeah. All right. Thank you,
Gigi.
But
I enjoyed you.
I enjoyed you too. You got to come back more often.
You know, I don't like to overstay my welcome. The thing about, because it's like, this is a perfect example, Diddy and all these people, you overstay your welcome, then you get in trouble in the hot seat. Next thing you know, I'm beefing with Gigi. She like bad Gemini, came up here talking reckless and crazy and all that. So I pick and choose my spots, but you know, it's all out of love. But no, I will try to come back.
But I have to let you know, I have a zero track record of beefing with anybody. I just don't do it. I'm not a conflict person.
And that's why I love it. You see, we vibing right now. Look, and I believe that from you, though. You know, some people just cap and jaw jack, but I genuinely believe that from you. That's why you've been able to establish what you've established, grow like you grow, and have garner the networks that you have. So I've enjoyed my time with you tonight. It's been good, very insightful conversation. You know, to all your people, your fans, your ride or dies, your you know, we got them all, right?
Well, where can they find you?
You know, it's so funny. Look, you know who just pulled up? He came act like we not friends and whatnot, Mr. Life and whatnot. But you can find us at Man-Made Media TV.
Oh,
at Man-Made Media TV. And that's where we do it. So yeah, we just be vibing. We, you know, we talk about.
I enjoy both of you all. Did you guys enjoy
okay.
press 2 of you guys enjoy them? Feel free to follow them. Say it again, Man-Made TV.
Yes, at Man-Made Media TV. If you put that at Man-Made Media TV in YouTube, you'll see it. You know, so we just do the whole podcast, and you know, we talk about a good drink. As you can see, we both have. We talk about his cologne reviews, trending topics. We don't get it as in depth as you do. I like that you come with the more informative news aspect. We clown. We say we're the fastest 2 hours in YouTube. We hit it and quit it. Like, we like, look, you can come cheat with us for these 2 hours and then go back to GG and all your main shows, because we're not here to steal anything. We're just here to give you a reprieve and then go rock with the people that's been consistent and holding you down for all these years. So that's how we roll. So definitely.
Well, we really appreciate all that you give to YouTube and your commentary.
Thank you. Until next time, Gigi.
Next time. All right. All right. So, Sundress, how are you? What are your thoughts about Diddy? Sundress, are you there? Sundress, Lady A. Are you there? Okay, I guess they're not. So I did want to get into the video. You guys ready to play? All right. So let's hear what they're saying about this case.
Before we begin, viewer discretion is strongly advised. The following is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is the verbatim federal courtroom testimony of the Sean Diddy Combs trial, as reported by Inner City Press. In a shocking twist no one saw coming, Wendy Williams, the queen of hot topics, the one they tried to silence, has now taken the stand in federal court. After decades of rumors, suspicions, and relentless industry backlash, Wendy is finally put.
All right. So they said that she took a stand in federal court. I don't believe that is true, right? Right. But I do want to talk about this because is it information in this video that's true? And then this video is number one when it comes to Diddy. It has over 1 million views and so many comments. Some people may feel like this is AI, this is bot. And if it is, then don't you think that somebody is behind it, pushing it? Don't you think that somebody is trying to send a message? What is the message? I'm a big believer that we need to look at all things, not just what comes from this side, but I need to know the truth and the lies. I want to hear the rumors and I want to hear the truth. I want to hear everything. I want to know what's going on because these are big machines that are on social media. They're not only in the gossip space, they're in the car space. When I was going to look at cars, I came across these videos that was giving information. Now, some of it could be misinformation, right? But you have to be aware of what's going on and knowing what they're saying. I think another thing to know the lie so you can know the truth, okay? If you know certain things are lies, then you're more aware of what's going on versus going and talking to people and you don't know what's lies, okay, or truth. I think it's good to know both the truths and the lies. But if you guys don't want me to review these type of videos anymore, I don't mind. I will stop for the community because we are one together, right? And I enjoy having the brothers on and Jay just talking. You know me, I'm always open to give my space up to have a community dialogue, So what do you guys want? Do you guys like me to continue to do these type of reviews, reactions, press 10, or you feel like, no, let's change it up? Because a lot of people feel like these are clickbaits, and I'm not going to disagree. Some of them are possibly clickbaits, but the clickbaits, I wonder what's behind it because the views are so big. The comment section is filled. So what message, who is behind it, and what message are they sending out? And I think that you guys aren't concerned about that. I think that's concerning. Okay, so what do you guys think? Comment, let me know. All right, so, but I'll just play this one just because we're here now. I need you guys to comment more, though.
All on record. Her testimony isn't just about Diddy. It's about a pattern of protection, silence, and systemic abuse in hip-hop and entertainment. From Jay-Z to R. Kelly, from radio blackballing to NDAs, Wendy came armed with dates, quotes, and chilling recollections. This wasn't a tabloid segment. This was a bombshell deposition, under oath, with everyone listening. What she said about Diddy, Jay-Z, and their twisted connection. It could tear down an entire industry. Buckle up, because Wendy Williams just turned the courtroom into her purple chair. When Wendy Williams entered the courtroom, it didn't feel like a celebrity appearance. It felt like the arrival of someone who had been buried alive and clawed her way out just to finally tell the truth. She wasn't here for headlines. She wasn't here for drama. She was here because for years, the media tried to silence her with lawsuits, threats, blackballing, and mockery. And now, all those warnings, all those rumors she put out on her old radio show were part of a federal investigation. She sat down, looked directly at the jury, and adjusted her microphone with a calm but deliberate pace. I was never messy. I was never bitter. I was never lying. I was early. Wendy wasted no time reminding the court why she was there, to testify under oath about the behaviors, threats, cover-ups.
All right. So Jerome says, so Wendy went to the court to be I don't believe so. That's why people said this is misleading, because it has misinformation in here. But people are saying it does have information in here. And then people are saying this being pushed. But if it's being pushed, it's being pushed for a reason, don't you think, Jerome? Like I said, this video, look at this. 1.2 million views. This is the highest view in the Diddy sector. This views has more views than Tisa Tales. And you know she's a top person in the Diddy sector. It has more views and comments than the Law and Crime. Hello. Okay. So I'm like, what is it? But if you guys don't want me to start reacting to these videos anymore, I will stop. I don't mind. So you see here, look at all these comments. People are saying Wendy Williams is a hero. She has been telling the truth for 20 years. Wasn't being hard, or, so I don't know if this is a bot that's commenting. I don't know if they didn't even listen to it and just commented. I don't know if they don't even care. They just want to say how they felt. Go Wendy. Prayers for Wendy's health. Tyler and Oprah disgust me. They have so much power and complicit in Diddy's actions and abuse. Good for you, Wendy, for speaking and standing up for justice. So what do you guys take of it? I need to know your thoughts.
Ups and patterns she had long accused Sean Diddy Combs of orchestrating. When I first started talking about Diddy, she said, I wasn't trying to tear him down. I was trying to wake people up. The courtroom watched as she placed a stack of papers in front of her. Printouts of old show transcripts, email.
All right, so Random said most of them are bots. Whoa, are you serious? This is a lot of bots. Are you serious? If these are a lot of bots, Random, what does that mean? Who is behind it? What message are they sending out, Random? Help me figure this out. It is puzzling me. Okay, but I'll take a break from reacting from these videos starting tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow I'm not going to do the reaction videos for quite some time. Okay, let's see how that fare. I'm going to need y'all support here. Okay. All right. Well, they telling me bots. Well, I believe you guys, they're bots. Can you tell me this? Why then? Why do this? Why push this information out? Can you tell me why, C. Allen? Can you tell me why, Random? Tell me. But starting tomorrow, I will not be doing any reactions like this, and I will do different, commentary. Celebrity, true crime, so on and so forth. All right. And thank you all for keeping it real. No, I don't think Wendy was there either.
Emails from executives and a timeline of everything Diddy allegedly did to shut her down. She started in the early 2000s. He was protected. Everybody knew it. You couldn't talk about Puff without a phone call coming in an hour later. She detailed moments where station managers warned her.
All right. They said to get more clicks and views. Well, they got a lot of clicks and views, but they're saying all the clicks and views are bots. They're not real. So that's interesting. They said bots to support their narrative. Okay, so they do have an agenda and they are pushing a narrative on social media. Isn't that telling? And if they're doing it now, can you imagine what they're doing in all different realms? Because like I said, it's not just in the gossip space. They got their hands in cars, when you're buying cars, when you're buying houses. I mean, it's a lot. I've never seen it that bad. And you're looking at the comments section thinking these are real comments coming from real people. This is, it's crazy. Hey, C. Allen, how are you?
Hey, how are you, Gigi?
Good. Miss you so much. So
I miss you more.
What are your thoughts about all this? Let's talk about the videos of the bots, and then let's go into Diddy, because I know you have a lot of thoughts.
Okay, I was going to keep it brief, but I was just going to say the narrative about the bots, it's all a money grab. So they're putting out a different narrative separate from other people because it's not the same thing. So let's throw a different name than what everybody else is saying to get people to look at it. But once you watch it, it already calculates what they're viewing their algorithm. So it's a lot easier to do it that way and make up a fictional story to benefit from it, regardless of us knowing the truth or not. But the people who don't know, they're going to click on it. So the bots may be leaving the comments to make it seem real so they'll watch it. But that's the whole rhythm behind it. But anybody in their right mind would know she's not even in a mental capacity to testify. So they're just really, it's clickbait, and then they're throwing these narratives and stuff with these fake pictures. That's even crazier.
Yeah.
But they're getting paid though.
Man, them pictures be wild, don't it? But it
Yes.
seems like they have taken over. And I have to admit, I have bought into it. I have. Okay. But starting tomorrow, I'm getting out of the DEI program.
I can't stand you.
The DEI program, I know y'all been complaining, and I was riding away. And it's other YouTubers that do the same thing. They take these videos, they react to it, and sometimes they bless you, and them views hit you, So
Yes.
I'm gonna get it together.
So I mean, they're really taking advantage of it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's somebody in another country, because they're good at getting those bots together, making up some type of narrative and just pulling famous names that's really not on the list just for the clicks and getting an easy YouTube check.
Ooh, man.
You might start needing to making up stuff too under another page.
Baby.
Put up their Oprah testified.
Okay. But they seem like they really have an issue with Oprah, Tyler Perry. But then what makes it so strange, I don't know. Do a lot of people have an issue with Tyler and Oprah? Because, okay, outside of them, then you talk to real people and they feel some type of way too. So are the bots, are they pretty much figuring out what people feel, and they just go based on how you feel and make some shit where you will want to believe because you already said it anyway?
That's how I feel. They have a little bit of our culture and what they do. I feel like the bots just repost the same thing over and over again, just in different wording, just to play into what they think the narrative is in the Black community. So just like Chat GPT and all these other AI programs, you can ask them the same question, but they'll give you a different response that ultimately is the same thing, though, just reworded. So that's what I truly believe. So that's just me.
Ooh-wee. Hey, bots, if y'all in here, can you like the video? Can I do it on here? Like this video, bots, okay? So, what are your thoughts about the Diddy? Do you feel that he's gonna go to jail for life?
I don't think he's going to go to jail for life. It's an iffy subject because of the fact that still making the RICO charge to the jury, because they're not in law, they're not law degree holders. They're looking at it like, okay, but where did he benefit financially from? It just shows that he paid out a lot of money, but for it to be a criminal a criminal act or crime, where did he benefit financially for those acts? It's
I
just
didn't
showing
know
how.
that. Hold on, C. Allen. You just told me something I never knew. Did you guys hear what C. Allen said? She said in order for it to be a crime, like a big, business, he has to profit. He has to make money from that. Could they tie in? Could they say this, C. Allen? Could they say because you have those employees covering for you, everything that you attach to, like your business with the music, that is how you benefited? Because I know they say he used the business money to pay for the male escorts to sleep with Cassie. And those are the freak offs, y'all. They just call it freak offs, but it's really him paying Cassie and Cassie paying male escorts so they can do it and he can watch because he liked to watch.
Exactly, it's an expense. He's not. That's what I'm saying. Where is the gain from criminal activity?
I didn't know that. See, Alan, see
When
that
you think about it, he
you
put
here.
out a lot
Did
of
y'all
money.
know that? Did you guys know that in order, what did you say? It has to be a criminal what?
A criminal offense is racketeering. Like you're getting your money is pretty much dirt, like you're laundering money, stuff like that. And it's a criminal organization. He has the organization, he has the crimes there, but he did not gain anything financially from all of this. He
Got
put
it.
out a lot of
Nobody was giving
expenses.
him money. Nobody was
Correct.
giving him money. And even with the drugs, nobody was giving him money for the drugs.
Correct.
I
And that's
know
going to be
that.
the problem with
Nobody, but why nobody's talking about that? They're talking about all this other bull crap and the Tootsie Roll and laughing hee, but they're not talking about the real situation.
because a lot of people are just looking at, well, this crime, this crime, this crime. But when you look at a RICO, you have to understand what the RICO is entitling. And that's why the prosecution is trying to just focus on all these crimes and how he abused Cassie. Okay, so that's a domestic case. It's trying to tie in all these other crimes, but where as an organization did he benefit from these crimes financially?
Mm.
Where
Is
did his
that why
organization?
they need the 2 months? Is that why they need all these people? Because in my mind, it's like, well, if he did a crime, then why do you need this? So do you feel like they need all these ingredients to try to knock them down?
I, I honestly don't know. I just feel like in order for it to go to the federal level, instead of it being where it actually occurred at in those division, they had to attach RICO so the feds can pick it up. Versus it going, okay, if it happened in LA, we're gonna have these many charges. Some stuff may have went out of the statute. That's what I truly feel like. So they said it's so many crimes, let's give him a RICO, and we'll find a way to tie it to his organization. But there was no profit gain financially. So that's going to be the hard part when it comes to the feds when they do their closing argument once everything adds up.
They said the feds didn't bring Diddy to trial without a very good reason.
And I agree with you. The feds have a very high prosecution rate, but that 2% is still there. And they're banking on looking at him as a bad person to be the reason why he's convicted. But the reality is, they know that these are people who really don't understand RICO. If they just hear crime after crime after crime after crime, not understanding what a RICO is, they're hoping that they would just take that and say guilty.
Oh, so they're banking on the jury being ignorant.
Correct.
So will anybody let the jury know in order to be a RICO? Did he
They
have
will. The defense will.
money? Did
The
he have
defense will.
money?
The
Okay.
def- mm-hmm.
But see, Alan, why are you the first person that's telling me this? I have not heard any blogs when I just step in for a second. Talk
And
about that.
and blame me. RICO is actually RICO. I see you keep saying it in the comments, but it's RICO. It's not RECO, by the way. And I know it's one of many charges, but that charge alone is the biggest of them all to make it a federal case, because the other crimes, they will have to do it within a jurisdiction where it occurred. So with the RICO, they can stack that on top of it. That's the baseline where the feds can intervene. The feds have been watching P. Diddy for a while. Federal cases does not happen overnight.
They
But P.
said
Diddy,
that RICO is when he asked Cassie mom for $20,000.
and that's the one incident.
But they say he sent it back.
Yeah, he sent it back, but that's the one incident where it can show, oh, he gained profit because he was pretty much trying to blackmail her. Where else did he receive money for his organization of crime?
But is that enough to take him away?
For a RICO?
Yeah.
Because people are, unless they're truly are the minors or whatever the case may be, all of the people involved, including the people that he paid to come wherever, everybody will have to be charged for their criminal act, immunity or not, because y'all putting everything that they did wrong on Diddy trying to make a case. But he paid, yes, he may have paid or whatever, but they the ones that gained. So what are y'all saying? And that's my only thing with the case. I just feel like with his defense team, he has a very good defense team. And I want Diddy to go away because he's a horrible human being. I'm not pro Diddy or none of that, but I'm pro the law and how they're trying to make it look. And his defense is already poking holes at a lot of stuff. Even with the professional witness today, when she came up there to explain about victims, they poked holes at her like, you only here because you getting paid, right? So don't tell us about your professional belief on how victims act.
Mhm.
It doesn't have anything to do with the RICO. They're pretty much making the jury second guess everything. And that's the point. If you're not for sure, you cannot say guilty as a juror.
Yeah, you hope so. But we don't know these juries. They can be emotional, but you hope so. Whew, I tell you.
So that's just how I feel about the situation. It's I don't even know the words for it. Like I feel like the prosecution is coming out kind of weak at this point, and Don did not help at all.
You said
And I
the prosecution, meaning that
mhm.
the Cassie side,
No, meaning the
the Diddy.
USA. Yeah, meaning the
Hold
feds.
on. Okay, so that's Cassie side.
Yeah, the feds. Hmm.
Got it. It's coming off very weak.
Yeah, it's like they're not prepping their witnesses to prepare for cross examination. It's
I felt like it was coming off weak for 2 months. I don't know. Maybe a lot of you guys see it differently, but I feel like if you you need 2 months. To me, I feel like if you got something, bam, this is a wrap in a day because we got you, girl. We got you. We don't need all that. But when
right.
you need to do all that and bring so much ingredients, to me, it just feels like it's a circus.
And that's exactly what he has created. And he wanted to be confusing because, like I said, if you're not for sure, and they're going to remind at closing arguments, you cannot convict if you do not find for sure that he did these crimes. They're going to remind the jury of their due diligence of what they have to do of their job as the jurors when it comes to finding him guilty or not guilty. So if you can't see this crime as this, and they're going to explain every crime down, and it is a circus, and they're not going to know which part is moving left or which part is moving right.
Mm.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is a mistrial or something to that effect, because
Now,
I cannot see all the juries saying guilty.
truth over emotion says it's not no damn forced trafficking. They were
Exactly.
participants
They gained.
going back.
Correct. They gained until they can get people who were, other than Cassie, who were held against their will because Cassie contradicted herself by keep going back. Where is the RICO?
Mm. Shit, you got me. You got me. But people are in their emotions and they're leading with their emotions because of their hatred towards Diddy. So they may not hear what you're saying because they're leading with their emotions because they see that man put paws on that girl, and that's all.
Exactly.
So they may not see anything else. They're blinded just by Diddy is abusive. Diddy is abusive.
Very abusive. And that's why
You
they
go to
want,
jail because he's abusive. That's what a lot of people have in their mindset, and that's
yep,
what's stuck. But now when you bring the RICO and you're saying that they have to prove that Diddy was making money, profiting money,
for the RICO.
doing this, doing the crimes that he was committing. And they are saying the crime that he committed was the threat against his mom. They said that Diddy told the mom, hey, you better give me 20K or I'm going to put your daughter freak video out. And she paid him the 20K, but later on, he sent it back. So at that time, did he realize I fucked up? I got to give it back?
I think it was more of a control factor, and he really didn't need the 20,000.
Mm.
I think maybe him and Cassie may have had a moment, and Cassie's like, "Can you please give my mom money?" But because they're not always on. In order for her to love him, he's changing his emotions.
Yeah, I mean, that's 11 years of her keep going back and she could have flew the coop. Okay.
Correct.
She could have
And
made plans. She's a very creative girl. I mean,
correct.
she came out with a hit song before she was 19. When she was a child, she was
Yep.
making hit songs. So this is not a dummy. This is the
Correct.
person that's gifted. She's very creative.
Correct.
I do understand for the other side. If people are playing sides, I'm neutral. But people playing sides, I understand if you're playing a certain sides, then you want to push, she's weak. She was manipulated. She didn't have a
Yep.
choice. I understand that because you're pushing aside. I get it. But
He groomed her. As an adult, her adult mentality was groomed by him. She was what, 18, 19?
why wasn't it groomed by God?
Because
I
he
conflate-
thought he was God to her and everybody around him.
No,
That's
but
why he manipulated.
that's when your parents come in to instill faith and God in you at a younger age. But I'm just talking. I'm just messing.
Yeah, but you know how when you want a man,
Talk about Diddy and they poke, but I'm just they poke with freaky shit. I'm
but
poking.
he thought he was a god. He really did. Everything around him, he controlled. So
I don't get how you say he thought he was a god. I don't know. Maybe I'm having a hard time believing that. Okay, you're a god. What?
look how he handled the people around him and controlled their moves and when they got off and what they do. And even if he didn't get his way and somebody stepped out of line, it's like he punished them. He had a god complex.
I don't know everything clearly, but it seems like he was a jealous person. And if he was involved with you, that's what I'm hearing. But as far as what are you talking about? Are you talking about like when Biggie wanted to leave and then he got disappeared?
Yep.
Okay, that's what you're referring to?
Yep.
Okay. And what else are you referring to?
Kim.
I understand what you're saying with that. And do I feel like he's a god with that move? To me, it reminds me of the mentality of a gang. I don't know if you ever knew about the gangs,
Yep.
but they said it's only one way out.
Yep.
And pretty much when you are involved in a gang, they usually, what I've heard when I was, a little bit, they used to beat you up really bad, jump on you, and you would have to take it. And you couldn't even fight back.
Nope.
Sometimes I heard girls, they got raped in, but they could not leave.
Nope.
Because, I guess gangs, I don't know. When I'm
It
around,
was that family protection that they lacked.
yeah, when I was around or talked to gang members, I talked to gang members. I'm just being honest. Some tell me that, gangs were started off good. And I'm like, okay, but y'all bad now, right?
Yeah, honestly, it's supposed to start off as like a movement.
Yeah, it started off was protecting the community. How do y'all get from protecting the community? Now y'all harming each other on some colors or some territorial when y'all don't own no goddamn streets.
Don't own the apartments.
I'm so confused with the gang stuff. It's like, why don't y'all really get together and gang in Congress? Huh? I mean, I know you're gonna have an uphill battle, but
they
just
can't read.
If they got together, C. Allen, and got themselves educated, and really tried to do something great for their community and had that same hatred for each other, for the enemy that really can't stand them, it would be a whole different picture now, would it?
It would be, but
they understand them gang members.
But they have us at that place where they want us at, to remain ignorant, to be our own genocide. That's a story for a whole nother day I can get into.
But it ties into the Diddy because I think that his mentality was more so gang mentality. That was his surroundings, right? That's what he knew of.
No, it's not what he knew of. He did not grow up in them places. When they did the interview of the people he grew up with, his mama was helping people, taking them in. He was not raised in Harlem. He was raised past it in a nice neighborhood. He was not in that type of environment.
Well, it sounds like neither one of these boys were. Tupac didn't seem like he was raised in that type of environment doing ballet. Biggie wasn't raised in that environment because his mother was a damn teacher. Foxy Brown,
But
little Kim. Well, Foxy Brown had an educated mom. You
hmm
know, little Kim, I don't know what about her parents, but it seemed like none of these individuals that promoted this nefarious lifestyle lived the lifestyle that they portrayed.
and that was the thing about Biggie. Even though his mom was an educator and things like that, he saw the lifestyle, and that's how Biggie got into it because he got infatuated with what he saw, and he even admitted, like, he had low self esteem until he started getting money.
Mm.
So that was the thing, to be that guy.
The fast money.
The fast money. And even though she was a teacher, that don't mean that you got the flyest clothes. Both my parents were coming up. I ain't had no Gucci purse or nothing
Well,
because I was grown.
I say that because you would think that they're going to steal some type of morals or values, but I do understand we are not like their parents because I sure not like mine. I'm not
I'm
religious
mm-mm.
like my parents. Okay, I'm very heathen. Okay.
I mean, it's just very sad.
Mm.
And the fact that it's iffy right now is just setting the precedence of how it's going to go further down the line for the next 6 weeks when it comes to Diddy. And it's pissing me off.
Mm.
I'm disappointed at the prosecution at this point.
Well, I'm disappointed at social media because they really had me thinking it was a whole bunch of tunnels. I was listening to the AI girl. The AI, it was like he got so many kids in the tunnels. It's the pizza boxes in the tunnels. And Cassie was stuck in the basement with the pizza boxes in the tunnels, and she couldn't go out. And every time she tried to call from the tunnels, they would drug her up, and then she'll fall back down. And every day was a repeat thing. That's how they had me believing. They had me believing that Diddy will have security guards go with Cassie out to parties to lure men back to the house.
hmm
And then Diddy would give them drugs and Diddy would take advantage of them while Cassie watched. That is what they had me to believe.
That's what they had us all thinking in the beginning about the
So for
FOs.
this to be something, I feel like the person behind this, the puppet master, is not an honest, low integrity, and he I believe it's a man. I know it's a nigga when I just know it's a man. Okay, a white man. But yeah, and that's not the case what we're hearing. And half of those male escorts, be honest with you, I think are gay. I think a lot of
Yes,
people, I'm sorry, it's a stereotype, and I do believe the stereotype. I think if you a man and you selling your shit, I think you gay. I do. And it's not
that's my opinion.
gay. It's nothing wrong with it, but I still think you gay. And I think you probably did a whole bunch of other nasty shit for money too. And
Same thing for the male dancers. That's just
I
my opinion.
feel like it's feminine too. Okay. I'm just gonna put that shit out there.
Yep.
I think that's feminine shit. I don't want no man grinding and popping and twerking. And having the G strings and all that, like a
Then
woman.
you got to go in the back room with a whole bunch of other men dressed that's not dressed. Mm-mm.
And you getting money. Nah, see, that's a bitch thing to me, you know?
Being naked like that. I don't even like to see male strippers as a female. Like,
Uh-uh.
I
But
don't
you
want to see it.
I know this messy, but Tyler Perry love him.
I know he do. Whether he Medea or Tyler Perry. So we
Mm,
saw that when he did Homecoming. He was so happy to be Beyonce.
yeah, he need to just let it on out.
He do. He'll feel a lot lighter.
He would, but I don't think he can because I think he built his career on probably a whole bunch of people that can't stand him, like a lot of homophobics, you know what I mean? But then I'm feeling
But he
like,
got his empire now.
yeah, but if you know Jesus, shouldn't Jesus give you discernment when a homosexual's around? Hell, you know he's a homosexual.
That's what I was about to say. He like that cousin that when they come out, the whole family like, we already knew, baby. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what his last movie was kind of about. I think that was his story
Mm-hmm.
with the little boy and everybody like, we knew, like, you ain't gotta say it. We knew.
But I guess he's not coming out. Oprah not coming out. You know, they're old school too. And maybe that has a lot of trauma to them, you know. And do they have to come out? They don't have to come out. But I think whispers will always be there, You know, they're not like Ellen. Ellen that came out, she said she don't give a fuck. Ellen makes a good killing off of it. But I guess they got Ellen too. They done drove her out the country. Ellen said she
And they were tight. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
But Biggie, like somebody said, Biggie wasn't getting his money. Biggie was getting ready to leave. It's so much behind Puff beyond just this stuff right here that's not even going to make it to the case because they don't have enough evidence. But they have, you know, they have the intuition, but they have no way to prove it. Come on, everybody already knew.
I
It's
had
just trying to look like East Coast, West Coast rivalry when they both from New York.
I had no idea that Puffy was such a villain. I didn't pay him no mind, C. Allen. Honestly, I never looked at Puff Daddy as a celebrity. I really didn't pay the guy no mind. To me, I don't know. It was like somebody that just I didn't even pay attention to his dancing. I just
Right.
never saw Puff Daddy. I probably saw him a shadow of the little Kim. Hey, how mama, Lissavana. Used to
Hey,
gotta sometimes but gotta sticky for your cream and your riches. Shout out your boss. Send me more Prince Diana Northern rich bitches. Puff Daddy help the Hummer for the summer. I follow in the E class with the goggles, 96 model. Black click on the stroll. Tell them how we roll. Who's control? Nothing make a woman feel better. But
go GG.
cheddars and mad cheddars. Chilling the bench with my amigos. Try to press a nigga for his pesos. If you say so, then I'm the same chick that you want to glick with. And look up in my twat. Gotta hit the spot. It's not gonna touch a poom poom, 91 or 91. Hey, no time for fake
Fake
niggas.
love.
Let's take this time with the real nigga.
Niggas.
He's the only part I know him. I got them elevator. Honey, I was waiting for Little Kim to come out with the first single of hardcore.
Listen, the 90s. A time was had.
Mm-hmm. And him singing back up for Mace on no how much money we got, the more money we make. I don't know why.
Oh, what?
You want from me? It's like the more money we make, sometimes the more
More
problems
problems we
we
see.
make, like that.
He got more money, he got more problems.
Uh-huh.
In court right now. He became a billionaire.
As like Mace backup dancer, a singer, I never saw him as a person of power.
He made himself a person of power. He made himself a celebrity with no real talent. He forced his way to because it wasn't like he could just be bad boy CEO. He wanted to be seen. He wanted to be known with no talent. And that's how he did it. It's like he infiltrated and then took control. And he kept that mentality when it came to the people around him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, you know what? I think the new going to money is streaming now. I'm hearing everybody talking about this streaming. I think TikTok, YouTube. I heard TikTok might be closing down next month. So everybody is going to start streaming more. So I'm going to need to get on it because it's going to be way more saturated. So I'm going to need to come up with something new, child. Okay. I'm saving my last trick for the last moment. And you already know what that is.
get your money.
Just revealing all, fuck all the filters y'all here. It's like, no. But hopefully I won't have to go there. You know, if I do that, bitch, I'm on my last straw.
Get your money.
Right. That's why I'm coming up with a different character now.
Just let me know where, when.
Yeah, I'm coming up with a different character. Hell, shit. So this I guess after this tomorrow and this week and next couple of weeks, I'm not going to do any more reaction from these AI. I promise you guys. So it's going to be a struggle for me because I'm in the AI algorithm.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't want to give them the views, especially with the false information. I'm not supporting it.
Right. So I got to get back on my integrity. My integrity is low. And I take full accountability, y'all. You see, I'm not being a victim. I'm not saying I was manipulated. I didn't know. It was so convincing. I take full accountability.
Yeah, they really put that false narrative out with them fake pictures. That was interesting. One
Mhm.
minute he had gray hair, one minute he had black hair. Like, what are we doing? Who court pictures this?
I'm just curious to know, like, who are these big companies, But maybe I shouldn't be curious that way.
Or maybe you should.
I am curious,
Yeah,
but
get to the root.
yeah, but I don't want them plucking my ass up. They very powerful. And besides, I got all their videos on my shit. They'll pull the rug under me, right? Like, oh, you want to try it, huh? Okay.
What's her VPN?
You sure? Right. You got all my videos, girl. Come on. You ready for this?
Oh, I gotta think about this. I don't know, G. I might have to step back.
Shit. I don't got shit on me because I don't do drugs. I don't hang with nobody. I've never paid a prostitute. That's against my religion.
Right.
So
I never gave the money. So
I don't have anything against people that do that. It's just I don't do it. And I thought about it because I was talking to this guy, C. Allen, and I was like, I wanted him to be traditional. And he says, "Are you a traditional woman?" I said, "No, I'm not." He said, "You're not going to go in there and cook and clean?" I said, "No, I'm not."
I don't.
He said, "So you really expect me to take care of you and you want me to be traditional, but you don't want to be traditional?" I said, "You're right. That's what I want." But I was like, I guess if I really, really like him, maybe, I won't have to be that spoiled or not, maybe I'll compromise.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Y'all do a work for you all. The traditional stuff. They had a whole bunch of secrets back in the day. The difference between them and us, we got internet. They did. They took their stuff to the grave.
Mm-hmm.
Us, one person know, oh, they telling somebody. Next thing you know, your whole business on the internet for the world to see.
Honey, you ain't never heard about none of my men been on this internet.
I'm talking about just even if you just talking to somebody
No,
and
but
they
honey,
messy.
it's a lot of bloggers. You heard they men.
Yeah,
Okay. I
you
kept
good with yours.
mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna hurt nothing. And if we do hurt something, we ain't gonna know it's you.
Okay, you ain't gonna see me coming, girl. You ain't gonna see me coming. Got so many damn faces.
We could be talking about you to you and you'll be going along with it. Like, did y'all hear?
But I did get caught up, C. Allen. You want it? Okay, so it was this guy I was talking to, and I'm always talking to certain guys, right?
Mm.
Love men. I love men. Okay, so wait, let me take that off. I don't want y'all to try to use that shit. Look, she says she's loved men. Look, okay. So he come over one time and he was like, are you on YouTube? I said no. Look, I said no. Why would you say that? I could have swore I heard your voice. Yeah, honey, I can't even tell you what he said.
I would have changed my voice.
Honey, his baby mama is a fan. Never mind.
Oh gosh, she's a fan. She's a fan. Oh my gosh.
Girl, it's been so many. Honey, I have people mama, so it's a lot. Okay, but I keep my business. But if I'm ever talking to a guy, I never tell him what I do.
Okay.
On YouTube, I always keep it separate, but it's been one or two slip ups because of my voice. And they're like, I know that's you because I know your voice. You sure that ain't you? I said, did she look like me? No, he older, but I know your voice. I know your voice.
Well, people can impersonate a lot of people all the time. I mean, you
Yeah,
better change your voice up.
I know, but no,
Start talking through your nose.
I know, but he ain't tripping. But that's another thing. It's another safety element that I always vet, cross fingers, that I'm not dealing with somebody that's crazy or will try to ruin me or run to to tell a story about me for an
Mhm.
interview, you know, like they do so many. I mean, girl, I've been on this thing. I've seen so many bloggers get betrayed by their own family,
Yeah.
their own boyfriend, girlfriend, cousin, friend, you name it. I said, damn, I hope I don't
Over money mostly.
have to cross that line, you know? So,
Yeah.
ooh, girl, if I ever cross that line one day, y'all, I
You
don't
protected.
know.
You are pure.
Ah!
You are you, and that's why people love you. So you're protected.
Thank
That is not gonna happen. We not gonna let it happen.
Hi.
We're not gonna even put it in the atmosphere.
Well, shit, y'all not gonna hear nothing. Just in case y'all, you gonna be like, well, is this something crazy? No.
Because there ain't nothing crazy to tell.
The only thing they're gonna say is, I don't pick up my phone. I'm hard to get in touch with. And sometimes when I'm like that, men feel like I'm playing games because I'm not available. I had this one guy, he got pissed off at me because I told him, you know, I worked at Target and he just didn't believe it. I feel like you're a liar. I need to know what you do. You well put together, how you talk. You don't work at fucking Target. Well, if you work at Target, can I come visit you at Target?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You should have been like you're a regional manager for Target, so you don't know which Target you want to be at.
Yeah, I should have said that, but he wasn't buying it for whatever reason. I guess because he just have good discernment, you know. But he was a good catch. And then he was like, "Can you send me some pictures?" I said, "No, I don't like
Mm-mm.
pictures, C. Allen, because
Mm-mm.
okay, look, you know I'm very secretive with my identity, right? And I was
Mm.
like, they're gonna send that picture and just put in these face groups, be like, "Do you know her? Do you know?"
Right.
But I also had a nightmare with my picture. It was this guy I was talking to, and I didn't talk to him for quite some time. It was about 6 to 8 months. I haven't talked to him. And I guess he broke up with whoever he was talking to. And he was like, I don't know how we got on this subject, but he told me that he kept my pictures in his phone
Mm.
to you know what to, right?
Mm. Oh,
Oh, yeah. That's why another reason I don't like sending guys pictures. And you know, if you know about guys, can I see a picture?
yep. That's
Can I
the
get a
first thing.
video? Can I? And I'm
No.
like, no, no, no. You must be, you know, fake. I just said, give me on FaceTime, but I'm not about to do that. And then I have to check the FaceTime because sometimes they be trying to screen record me and screenshot me on FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
That happened several times with guys, but ain't that weird? But anyway, um, um, he was like, "Yeah, I had your pictures in my phone." And the girlfriend he had at the time was going through his phone. She came across my picture and she was like, "Who the F is this? Who the F is this?" And he said, "I didn't tell her anything, but she took your picture and she started going on social media asking who you were." And Lord, 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 girl. Then he was like, I know
Wow.
she's lying. I know she's lying. She sent me this picture of this guy, right? It said the name, right? I know she's lying. I know she's lying. She just hating. Girl, girl, I could have said, you know what, she lying, but I didn't. I was like, fuck it. Because I got a feeling I may have to fight this, or I'm gonna get more into drama with this bitch because
Right.
she's putting my shit out here and having group chats about me, and I ain't even do nothing because she thinks I don't know. I don't want to, you know, but
They
but
never want to get their man. They want to always come after another
I
female.
told him, I said, yes, that was me. That, I was like, but I don't know what other shit she's saying or whatever, but but he was like, oh, okay, honey, he ain't paid no mind. And I guess that I don't know if she thought by doing that he would just see me as disgusting because
Mm-hmm.
I guess she wanted to
Exposed.
Yeah, to see me as gross or whatever, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because he kept my pictures in his phone, and she felt like it was some type of attachment he had for me. So he was trying to break that, but it didn't break because clearly I was like, well, tell me what she do. Shit. I was like, I want you to run all that tea on that bitch. What's her Instagram? Girl, I saved that shit, video that shit. He was telling me all the niggas that was in her DMs and stuff like that. Cause she was one of them working girls.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
But see, that lets you know you weren't ugly though, because if you was ugly, she wouldn't have did all that. She wouldn't have been worried.
Okay, honey.
So homegirl was scared.
I don't know what she was, but I really don't want him. It's nothing he can do for me because I don't do for
And
God.
he really don't want her, clearly.
No, she was taking care of him, girl.
Yeah, but that don't mean he want her.
I don't know what he wanted.
He
Maybe
want her to take care of him, but he don't want her.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Because I would never
The ugly ones do the most.
Yeah, I would never take him on trips and stuff like that, And I seen her. She's not ugly. She's cool, but she's not ugly.
You said cool.
Yeah, she's cool. She, what category would I put her in?
You gotta find a category.
Yeah, I would put her in a Kiki Palmer.
No, don't do that. Kiki more than cool.
To me,
her grown woman era after she had that baby.
I mean, listen, everybody got their types, okay?
Okay, somebody said she mid.
I would put her in the Kiki Palmer area, She's not ugly, but she's not like drop dead gorgeous or fine either,
So 6.5?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
The 0.5 is
I guess 6. I don't know.
I know I want to say 6, but I want to get a 0.5 just to help her out.
Well, yeah, but honey, but that taught me to be more careful when it comes to that. And I said I have to be more accountable because anything happens to me, I'm always like, how could I prevent this? How could I be more preventable? It's not often where I will play the victim, or I would try to like soak into victim and, be like, oh my God, this is so horrible. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'd be like, see, I shouldn't have never entrusted him with my photos, but then it's hard. And that's the thing about social media, right? It's like once you get on social media, you put your photos out there, it's stuck out there. I remember before when I had a lot of pictures, I had some people take my pictures and monetize off of me. They will put me on all these websites and just monetize. And I had no idea. I'm just posting pictures on Facebook, getting all these fucking likes. People were taking it, just doing whatever they wanted to, catfishing me, just, fucking with my image and pretending to be me to talk to other people and stuff like that. And I don't know.
That's what they would do.
To have people to steal your identity. And there's nothing you can do about it. And people actually be thinking they talk to you. And sometimes people get in fights and drama and shit with your identity. And people think that you said some shit. And I'm like, that was not me, motherfucker. Okay. Shit.
Yeah, then you get caught up in something you know nothing about.
So I don't know. It just, because I had that experience, it just makes me like weird. That's why I want to do the older lady face, because I know they're not going to steal this. They're not going to steal this face and put it on anywhere, and there is it, okay?
Who, Ruby May?
Right. Or yeah, Ruby May, or this face. I use this face, and people are like, why did you go older? Because it is a anti-magnet to bullshit motherfuckers that want to steal your shit, or put you on certain ads and escorts ads and shit like that. You gonna do a Kruger site? Shit.
And you want to live your life in peace when you get off of this. From this, you want to go out. You want to be peaceful. So.
They say they look like MILF too. Well, child, if it's MILF, I don't know. I don't know nothing about no MILF, but I guess older people, I don't know. It is what if it is. When I go outside, it is who is that, So, and I guess in everything in life, it's always risk. So I can try controlling and I can try to control my image as much as possible. But honestly, it's always a risk, right? And then one day I might decide to put my foot in the water. I don't know. You know, with this Trump administration, I don't think I should, but
No.
you never know.
Protect yourself at all costs.
Child, you know, hey, ain't Pride Month coming? And you already know it's about that's right.
Yep.
But I guess moving on to more to the Diddy.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, because we'll get off topic quick.
I know. So Michael, how are you, Michael? What are your thoughts about everything? Michael? Okay, maybe Michael left. All right. So anything else about Diddy that you can share with us, C. Allen?
No, that's all I really had to say about it in regards to it. That's just my opinion. People thinking I'm siding with Diddy when I'm not. I'm just saying from a political point, it's going to be difficult for the jury right now based on how the defense is questioning every angle the prosecution is taking. And the fact that they're trying to show them like, hey, this is a different charge away from a federal standpoint. He may not, I'm not saying that he's not going to get time at all, but all of the charges, I don't see him being found guilty on every single one of them.
And I think that when people get mad at you, it's like a religion. It's really like a religion. It's like when people believe in a God and they were like, my God is real. Either my Allah, that's the way to heaven. Jesus is the way to heaven. Mary, whoever you think is the way to heaven, this is the way to heaven. And you coming along say, well, I don't think so. I don't know. They like, no, you're on the devil's side. You're on the devil's side. That is demonic for you to say that this way isn't the way. Blasphemous. Why would you say that? Oh my God, you are so evil. They're so emotional. They're not thinking logical at all.
Yeah.
It's a belief. It's a mindset. It's a belief like a religion.
And the thing about the jury is 12 people with all different mindsets, with all different beliefs, that's hearing all this evidence for the next 2 months. And they have to come to a conclusion once all of it come up off of their notes. Together, they all have to agree guilty based off of this searches.
C. Allen, is when people believe in something, it doesn't matter. Do you understand that?
Yep.
If they decide, the jury said he's not guilty,
Or
then
they can do a mistrial.
the believers will think Diddy paid them off.
Yep.
So believers, like I said, believers are always more strong than facts because people don't care about facts. It's really about what they believe in.
Yep.
So when you are going up against a strong believer, ain't nothing that you can do because they're going to believe what they want to believe. It doesn't matter. You can put it right in their face. They're going to believe. They're going to find a way to believe what they want to believe.
Yep. They have to look at all the facts to make sure that it goes to the crimes that they are charging him with. And the defense is going to reiterate that they're going to continuously bring that up. They're going to continuously just poke holes into everything the prosecution is bringing to the table. They're going to destroy it to see how does it tie back to an actual crime.
This is not right. Y'all saw the videos. Y'all saw him beating on her. And y'all going to let him go? See, people are, I don't know if they're just misinformed on purpose to realize that this is not a DV case. So that does not matter. It matters, but in this case, it doesn't matter.
That's not the charge.
They're just tying it up to say that he
character
hearing them and describing his character for the RICO.
Yep.
Like
they're building character
them to his employees to do this. That's why she didn't go and she kept coming back because he used to beat her into submission. That is why they're using that.
And what people don't understand, the reason why I'm frustrated is because I want it to be airtight. Because if that jury comes back and it's not a mistrial or if it's not guilty, they cannot retry him if they find him not guilty. That's my whole thing. So they have to get it right this one time. Unless it is a mistrial where they have to start all over again and wrangle everybody else back in. But the prosecution has to get it right this one time. They have to. Because if they do not, that's the end of it. And
If
people
they,
don't understand that.
if they start all over again, can they just do it in private?
Right.
I mean, I think it's really a reason why they wanted to draw all the crowd in. And then I'll be thinking, it's Seattle. I know it's probably conspiracy theories, but I'd be like, they doing this because of what's going on in a different country. I can't say that country, you know?
Right.
And like, nobody's talking about the kids, the kids that's really getting taken out, right?
Right.
What about the kids? I thought they don't really care about the kids, right? Unless it's just their own kids, but they're kids at stake, but I ain't gonna say it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a distraction from that as well, do you think? Because
I
we
always feel
about
like,
that no more.
yeah, I always feel like when it comes to media in the United States, when it's something big like this, it's a lot going on behind the scenes that could really affect us. So I do feel like that this is a distraction from something that we really need to be focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to wait and see. Right now, our state with our country with the person that's the head of it, it's a lot, and we don't know everything.
So one person said Diddy ran a freaky offender empire. Can you tell
Where are
us
the offenders
that?
at then?
Yeah, where are the offenders? I thought it was just Diddy. And has he been convicted as an offender?
Because in order to call somebody an offender, they have to be convicted as one.
But I think
So,
it goes into the belief. So you have people believe, just like people believe in Ally and all that, that this is going on, that Oprah there, Tyler Perry there, they're messing with pizza boxes.
I want Ada call in. Please call in.
Because that's what they have me believing. And that's what the AI bots, they talk about the tunnels and how Oprah and all of them are messing with, kids and stuff. So I think that they are getting that information from bots.
And you remember one time before all of this, they were saying Wayfair had something to do with it based on how they named their products with missing kids, and they tied that to it. And that was before the pandemic. And it's all still coming back around. It's a lot. Our president has done more than we know. I mean, he went in as a convicted felon, but that was just off of that stuff. It's a lot going on. This ain't just Diddy. He's just a monster to humanity. He has no regards to any other human life but his own. Not even to his children.
Well, if I feel that Diddy is not unique, I feel like Diddy, he is a representation of a lot of men. I think that a lot of men have victims that are women.
Especially when they have a small ego.
I think a lot of men have hit women.
Yeah.
A lot of men have, and I'm not trying to dog out men, but to sit in this, Diddy is some type of different than a lot of these men. I mean, when you're dealing with prostitutes, majority of the prostitute clients are who, C. Allen?
Man.
When you're talking about drug dealers, C. Allen, majority of the drug dealers are who, C. Allen?
Man.
Okay, so
men are softer. Their ego is easily bruised and tainted.
Hold on. In this case, we're talking about prostitutes. Men are the clients. We're talking about drugs. Men are the sellers. And then what else did he do?
I don't forget because you named 3 things.
Oh, okay, violence. hitting
Violence,
women,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's what? Men, right?
Yep.
So Diddy is not by himself. I mean,
Nope.
we need to really tear down the patriarchy system and really go for it if that's what we're going to do.
Yep.
So I don't think a lot of people that's talking about Diddy, they don't want that energy.
And people like that are compensating for something else. And we found out he's compensating for having a Tootsie Roll. So,
Well, can I be honest with you, C. Allen? Most guys have a Tootsie Roll. We're talking about 7 inches or below.
yeah, of course. But come on. They
I mean,
they
that's
s-
average. Average male thing is 7 inches, which is
yeah.
Tootsie Roll in the Black community.
Listen, the Tootsie Roll ain't 7 inches. And they gave a great description to let us know, hey, this is what it's like. And he was happy at that point.
Mhm.
And they said it was a Tootsie Roll. They did say it was the bigger Tootsie Roll, but not the gigantic Tootsie Roll. Still was wrapped up in paper.
Mhm. Well, somebody said Diddy hates women. What are
It
your
started with his mom.
Mm. Now, when someone says Diddy hates women, can you go more? Do he just look at women and he just want to hate them? I mean, what are your thoughts with that? Now, I will tell you my thoughts. When people say Diddy hate women, I think they're talking about the patriarchy in Diddy, how men feel like they should dominate women and be able to hit women, like back in the day in America, when a husband and wife would have a fight and the husband would hit on the woman, the cops would be called and the cops would tell the guy just to walk it off and to deal with it, you know? In America, in the past, it was legal for men to hit their wives.
Yep.
So were all those men, did they hate women too? And I don't mind going there because I agree with you, but I just feel like let's go there. Let's
I
not just pin one situation. Let's tear it all down.
I feel like he does hate women, but his hatred of women come from his mom. Keep in mind, she was in a sector that was supposed to be a male sector. She
Mhm.
was allegedly, a pimp. So he hate his mom because of the things she did in his childhood, the things he saw. We don't know how she may have treated and mistreated men to keep that control in that field. We
Do
don't know what she may have did to him.
the laws, meaning that if a man hit a woman, we should make it, more of a challenge.
Mm. I feel like what you mean make it a law. Don't nobody put their hands on me. What?
What's the law if a man hit his girlfriend or his wife? How long do a man do if he hit his wife?
Well, my cousin just hit his girlfriend and he got 22 years because that wasn't his first time.
Okay.
But she, of course, was white.
Oh,
He
22.
broke her. Yeah, he broke her collarbone, choking her,
Oh, wow.
and bruised her up real bad.
Oh.
But
Mm,
this wasn't his first offense. His second offense. This was 3+.
mm. I says 90 days.
That's for a first offender, depending on the offense.
Mm.
But he had strangulation. It just wasn't assault and battery.
Do you think it should be longer than 90 days?
Absolutely, because they're more than likely that wasn't the first time, and more than likely they're going to do it
So
again.
maybe we need to challenge Congress and tell Donald Trump that we need men to be in the jail for longer if they hit on women. And that's what we call protecting women.
Or maybe we need to challenge Congress to tell them that they need to start paying us equally so we don't have to feel like we're stuck in a situation just to survive.
And I also think we need to put in schools teaching these boys at a young age, if you hit a woman and your wife, if you hit your wife or your girlfriend, because that's a lot of times to come from the DV, then
Hmm.
you are going to be looking at X amount of days and time in jail. I think they need to be taught the crimes that, and I think they're not taught the crimes that because they
But
just see it goes on and they don't see people get punished for it.
correct.
I think
But
to
it
know.
goes back to home.
Well, these parents ain't teaching them shit. Parents ain't worth crap nowadays.
They not nowadays. It's different. A lot of them aren't, but not all of them. But
Most
you can teach them.
young, they trying to be on the baddies. They trying to be on
Hmm.
hip hop. They trying to be on Reality Housewives. They not focused on no kids or teaching or raising the kids right. They don't worry about that.
They hiring APAs who don't even speak English to raise their kids. But the point of the matter is, you can teach all this stuff in school, but for it to apply, what is going on in the home life? Not all situations get reported.
Yeah. But I think with school it can help. I
It
think
can help.
it can give awareness, you know? And I think it can save not only a girl life, but it can save a guy life because that guy can remember, hey, if I do this, even if we get into an argument, even if she says some horrible things about me, if I do this, I am looking at time and this could ruin my life. So I better think twice. I better keep my emotions and I better just leave. And I think that we need to have, education about emotions and self control and having a control over your emotions. And when you're getting so mad, to leave the situation. If you feel
With anybody.
this
Hmm.
girl is going to cause you to hit her if she do cheat on you. If you feel like if she
Hmm.
you're going to want to take her out of here, it's best not to be in a relationship. Even if she says she's never going to cheat on you. If you feel like you're going to hit her because she cheats on you because you see it the big time disrespect, then you should not be in a relationship.
I agree. And I feel like etiquette need to be taught in school at a young age.
Yeah,
Like show the young boys holding the door, little stuff, so they already know that we're protecting ladies. But that stuff is taken out of school quicker. They can do like little etiquette, stuff at the end of the year. They don't do that in our community. But
yeah,
what community they do it for?
I don't know. But I do think teaching them to, you know, self-control and not to feel that a relationship is ownership. I feel like a lot
Mm,
just because I'm in a relationship with you, I own you. I am obligated, to this and that, and you owe me. It's like once I get in a relationship, now you feel like you owe me and all this pressure. And I disagree with that
yep,
belief system. I think that belief system is very deadly, it's very harmful because when I feel like I own you and things are not going my way, I feel like I have that right to put hands on you or to discipline you like you're my child.
yep.
And
But think about a wedding when it say
and I think that we don't push to these kids that it is a crime because
correct,
like I said, it's so normalized. They don't think it's a crime, or they feel like if it is a crime, then you as a girl should not call it in because everybody else don't call it in. So
correct.
that whole dynamic of control and feeling like she's yours, you own her, you can do whatever you want to do, that needs to be deconstructed. That needs to be re-examined and thrown out, put in the trash. Okay.
I agree. And I feel like too, like even when it comes to marriages and things like that, every religion, marriage is based on the man being the owner of the wife. For instance, who give this wife to this man and to be the father? I told my father, for one, you ain't giving me away. I'm still your daughter.
Hmm.
And two, I'm my own individual. You ain't decided to push me away. No, I'm still your daughter. So we skipped all that.
I got a question, and I know it's ignorant, and I know you guys gonna dislike me for it. And where did the question come from? The reason why I asked because my father is a Catholic. Okay, my father's side they're Catholics. I went to a Catholic school, but I've never seen a Catholic man raise their hand at their woman like
In public.
uncles. I've never seen or even heard of my Catholic uncles or my Catholic father. He's not a violent man. he is a cheater, but my father, he's not a violent man. And I would just wonder, I know it's ignorant and stupid, but
No, that's the same with my father. Cheated, but not violent.
I never see Catholics, men, be violent.
Yeah, my father's a cheater, but he's not violent.
Now,
And
Baptist
he's deep in the church, from the church.
men, a lot of Baptist men be violent, girl.
He was Church of God in Christ, so. But yeah, very much a cheater, but not violent at all.
Well, I know the Baptists and that side of the Christian, they put pause on women, and they do it with the Bible.
It's sad. We could never get to the root of all of Diddy anger, but it's some anger there.
They don't mind shaming women too in front of everybody.
Yep.
I see that in a lot of Baptists, but I never saw that type of treatment in the Catholic Church or my Catholic people.
Well, I guess the woman too in Catholic Church, they knew when to speak and when not to speak too.
Well, the Catholic men were not as loud and as aggressive either.
Oh, okay.
When Catholics, they go up there, they be talking, sometimes if you're not used to that, you might fall asleep because they don't do all that. And I say, they don't do all that,
They're very humbled and mumbling.
Yeah, just talk to the word of God, and it's not loud, it's not showy, it's not like I'm putting on a show for you. It's very intimate in the Catholic Church. It's very intimate.
Very boring.
It's intimate. It's not boring because it's your relationship with God, and it's very serious, but it's very precious at the same time.
Gotcha. Okay.
But with the Baptist,
it's delicate.
Very delicate. But with the Baptist, it's totally opposite. It's the concert. It's a showing. I'm gonna expose you, and you know what I mean.
That's Southern Baptist.
Uh-huh.
And then Church of God in Christ is worse than Southern Baptist. Kojic. They be having meetings and they hold you in there all day and doors closed. That's what I grew up with, the performance. The choir better be on point.
Yeah, someone said Catholic Church is actually boring. Well, what do you think heaven is going to be? Do you think heaven is going to be a rock and roll concert?
No, I think it's going. I don't know what it is. It should be peace, though.
Yeah, it's not going to be a whole bunch of stuff going on. I mean, you're going into the house to get your soul right, to get closer to God, to learn not to be in your flesh. So spirituality, like meditation, meditation is, to me, is getting away from your flesh because you're focusing in all the things that is of your flesh and of this world. They're distractions, and you can really focus in. I can't do it all the time, but I remember when I was like 19, I used to take Tai Chi classes and like meditation classes just for college courses. And I did not do good because I could not focus. You got to do the move. Have you ever did that? It's like these movements.
And then you got to do it in the correct position and all of that.
See, Alan? You can't look around. You got to do this.
It's like they know that you done wandered off and not meditating.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm not doing it. You really have to be like really mature and very focused to, do that Tai Chi and to meditate. Okay, because my mind, I'm everywhere.
Right. You up there probably, what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to do this weekend.
Look how she moving. Damn, I feel like I got gas, dog. Shit.
Should I hold it or let it go?
Okay, I think I better let it go. Shit.
TKO on.
Okay, have the whole line just gone. See how they can really meditate. Meditate on this.
Yep. You let it go. TKO.
Mm-mm.
Somebody said, who want to have Bible study? Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
We need to pray all this stuff that's going on in the world. 2 people just got shot in D.C. in front of the embassy.
Well, you know, I mean, depending on what religion you are, but it's already written that you always gonna have that. So
hmm
it's always gonna be somebody dying. It's always gonna be war. It's always gonna be somebody stealing. It's always gonna be good and bad at the same time.
Yeah, but to what extent?
To every extent. I mean, to the extent where it's extent no more. You know that.
hmm
You know.
That's why I said extent, because eventually we're going to be extinct.
Mm. I will come out with Mary Alice because I'm doing more character nowadays.
No,
Did
I
you
don't call my Aunt Ruby. I'm sorry,
did
Mary Alice.
you see my new character, C. Allen?
Yes, I did.
What did you think about her?
This ain't anything you think about her.
Well, I thought
Now
she
you know about her.
was horrible. What? Tell me, C. Allen.
You know about her. But it's gonna be. I think you should do it though. I think that
Okay,
character need to come out.
what did you think about my new character? Did
That
y'all see
character.
my new character? Press 1 of y'all saw my new character. Press 2 of you did
I
not.
think that new character need to come out more though.
Okay, but it seemed like you had a negative thought when I first said the new character.
No, because I was saying it just was different. You know, once you get to Gigi, you know, we got Gigi back. Then new character, it just was like, okay,
Okay,
gotta get used.
name her name.
I don't know because I just messed up. Mary Alice and called her Ruby May early.
I got so many, it's so confusing.
Right, like
Okay, I'm talking about Bone Keisha.
that's what I'm saying. Bring her out. Like I
Okay, have
think
you seen Bone Keisha?
I told you I saw her, and that's why I said bring her out. I promise you, you have more people relate to her than anybody.
Uh-huh. Well, okay, you think I should bring her out on this
Yep,
channel?
yep. Or create another channel. Get your money.
No. I put her on a different channel, but maybe I introduce her to this channel. But you know, I had a bad situation with Mary Alice when I introduced Mary Alice
I
here.
don't.
Didn't like her. So that's why I did
Yeah,
her.
people talking about Mary Alice.
Yeah, they really, really hated me for Mary Alice.
I mean, they need to respect Mary Alice.
Yeah, but they don't like a certain look because a lot of people are materialistic. And you know, I guess because of
And a lot of people get on here just to look at your boobs too. So
my past, you know, people wanted to see a certain look, like materialistic. So when people see Mary Alice and she don't look cute, you know, they're like, oh, she's so ugly. Why? You know. Yeah, but yeah, I got multiple different channels. I don't activate them, but I want to. I need to. I need to focus in, and
I just know that
in
too.
the summer. I will. I like Mary Alice. She fun, she loud, she tell it like I did. See, I'm gonna do more Mary Alice. So I got Mary Alice,
Do
I
what you do,
got
and
me,
don't.
and Bone Keisha. So
And
far.
Keisha, she gonna bring out a different crowd. I'm telling you.
Yeah, if I was gonna do commentary for Bone Keisha, I want to do more Mukbangs with Bone Keisha. And also I think she'd appeal for like the baddies and that ghetto shit.
Mm-hmm. And that will, I mean, it's a lot of them because look, Natalie not making money, so she doing something right. I'm not subscribed to Zeus, but
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know, if they willing to get that $5 for that,
Mm-hmm.
come on now. You have subscribers plus you have members.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'm gonna work on it. I was gonna give me a chili cheese dog, but I'm not gonna do it tonight.
And the reason I had laughed at first because I'm like, it's funny, but the reality is that's what's appealing to this new generation in society.
It's what?
That kind of rough, you know, roughness and And the sad part about these kids aren't even raised in the type of environments we were raised in or exposed to. But they are so intrigued with seeing it.
Mm-hmm. My new character name is Bonkeisha. Let me see if I possibly can bring her up here. Would you like?
She there.
You said what?
She there.
Who is that?
Bonkeisha. She ready.
Oh, I was gonna bring up a video.
Oh, I'm about to say, okay.
Okay, so here's Bonkeisha. I love how I did the thumbnail, girl. She's so cute. I adore her so much. Okay, that's Bonkeisha. Do y'all see Bonkeisha?
Looking like Rashawn with some teeth. Okay.
Right here, this is Bonkeisha, the one with the braids. Right here, this is Bonkeisha. I love me some Bonkeisha. So, like my mom. Okay. They got all of my mouth and stuff. Like my mom. I'm feeling, I feel like I belch or some shit.
That's exactly how they do too.
I was doing a Mukbang, dog. But
And that's exactly how they act on the mukbangs. That's the funny part.
Okay, she is it's so adorable to me.
It's like a little baby face. Oh my goodness, that is so funny.
I gotta put the volume up because I can barely all this money for this shit. I need it hot. Okay.
Everybody need to go ahead and subscribe to GG Sweets too.
Fire. This is not the firecracker. Set me right on up. Okay. Mm-hmm. I've been thinking about you all day. Woo! And it's hot, but it ain't that hot. It is not that spicy, but it gives you a little sizzle. I can feel it in the back of my throat, next esophagus. I can feel it, girl. But it ain't bad. It's not bad though. Okay, I'll take another bite.
That's exactly how they act.
I be noticing too. Y'all be smacking. See, I wasn't taught to smack, but I can. You want me to try? You want me to try smacking? Okay, I'm gonna try smacking. Okay. This me trying to smack.
And staring right at the camera.
Because that's what they do, right?
That's what happened.
It's cool. Okay, and I got the pepper, the black pepper steak. Okay, this little steak. Now, I like it real fresh and hot. And I be asking them when I'm at Panda Express, I be like, so what y'all got that's really fresh and hot? Because I want my shit fresh and hot, okay? And they be like, she said the sweet fire was fresh and hot, but I like it hot. Well, it's so hot. That's how hot I like it. It's all right. It's warm, but it could have been hotter. And I know you say, well, ain't you at home and everything? Yeah, it's been times where I drove from the place and I went at home and girl, it was still smoking hot. Okay, so that's no excuse, but it is doable. Okay, so let's try the steak, the black pepper steak. I'm gonna add a little mushroom in that because the black pepper steak, it got some mushroom in it. It got some red pepper in it. It got some broccoli, your vegetables. it got some stuff in that. You know what I mean? All right, come on. It's coming in my mouth. It's coming in my mouth. It's kind of cold. See, this black pepper, it need to be warmed up. It's kind of cold, but it is delicious. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Busting in my mouth, girl. Okay. All the juices from the meat. When I bite into it, I feel all the juice busting in my mouth. It is so juicy. It ain't dry. It ain't. Well, yeah, that's her, Bone Keisha. I don't know. So
Yeah, you
hopefully
need to
I
do
can
more
do
though.
more skits of her and stuff like that, and just really
So
have.
she gonna be on GG Sweets.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the name. You know, I changed the name to Bone Keisha. But I just changed it to Gigi Sweet. So I have to wait for like 2 weeks in order
Yeah.
to change it. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bone Keisha gonna be a hit.
I think so too. And I have so much fun with her.
She look like she having fun.
Yeah, I have so much fun with that girl. Okay. Well, I'm about to wrap it up here. Thank you so much, Ciala. You're a blessing like always. I really appreciate you.
You know, I appreciate you too. I ain't fall asleep this time.
Okay. Hey. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much. Tomorrow, I will do a better job and no more AI reaction content for me. Okay. So let's see how I make on my promise. All right.
We'll see tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.